The following is a product of Grayson Publishing.
78 years, 56 games, 5.4 miles, 2 towns, 1 big rivalry. The Battle of the Silver Spike, episode 57. VA leads the overall series and has won 12 straight. Howe, with playoff dreams on life support, wants to lift the 19-year-old trophy for the first time. It's rivalry time in Texas.
Warning, the following high school football game is not for the faint of heart.
Kissing goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. It's a Haley's Comet for the first time in his career.
Please take all necessary precautions.
Williams wide open, 20-10, kissing goodbye. They get a turnover and a bunch of Ersigleskis. How about that, Arturo?
Howe Bulldogs football is on HoweEnterprise.com and is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Buck Snort Barbecue, TechWave, Ed Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torque Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, The Old Man at the Coffee Shop, Summit Media Service, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors.
Haley's throwing the deep ball down the right side. He's got a man. It's caught Harmon, 45-40.
Now get ready because it's football time in Texas on HoweEnterprise.com. Here's the voice of Howe Bulldogs football, Monty Walker.
Well, it doesn't get much better than this. The grass is yellow. It's senior night. 30 years ago tonight, the Howe Bulldogs warmed up on our home field here at Bulldog Stadium and traveled to Van Alstyne, got off the bus, lined up for kickoff, and pretty much sealed the game at that moment. Tonight, Van Alstyne, 30 years now, is warming up on their home field somewhere along Highway 5 and about to make their way to Bulldog Stadium. The psych part of this rivalry is in full swing, and it hasn't even started yet.
Well, hopefully they kind of lose a little bit of that momentum on their way down Highway 5 here as they come into this game tonight. A lot of things on the line tonight.
Hey, maybe the victory light would that throw them off at the victory light all of a sudden got turned on as they drove by? Maybe shouldn't do that. Right?
Play to the psyche.
So, yeah, here we are. We had a heartbreak last week against Commerce. All the playoff hopes are now dwindling away on life support, and maybe hospice has been called in for Howe's playoff chances because Bonham has to win against Commerce tonight. And that's a tough feat. And, of course, we have here Howe's going to have to beat Van Alstyne. Van Alstyne, not the same team a year ago that won 60-0 over Howe and forced negative yardage on Howe, negative 10 yards, which is the least amount of yards Howe's ever had on record that we can find.
That was a game last year that was just embarrassing and just kind of hard to watch here. But, yeah, this is a different Van Alstyne team coming in here tonight, so we'll see what happens.
Van Alstyne 4-4 on the season, 3-1 in district play. Howe is 3-6 and 2-3 in district play. The offense for Howe has accumulated 3,019 yards, total yards, which is 335.4 per game. That's 1,431 rushing, 1,588 passing. The total is the most since 2016 when Howe got to 5,009 yards. That was in 13 games. 385.3 per game, which is 364.8 in rushing yards. That was during the slot T Dale West days. This year's Bulldogs are more balanced, 159 rushing per game and 176 passing per game. And Howe's 176 passing ranks second in Howe history behind the 1989 run-and-shoot team led by Jay Skipworth, the quarterback. I was a slot receiver on that team in 1989. 30 years ago, they got off the bus in Van Alstyne. So 179.38 yards per game. Howe's 2010 team was led by quarterback Chase Fountain. They averaged 176.09. So in total yards, Howe ranks 5th in school history with their 335.44 per game. Top 4 are 2016, 89, 98. And all of these top 4 teams won multiple gold footballs. So this is going to be a little bit different. Racking up all this yardage and not doing anything with it, which is a little bit odd. And a lot of that is, unfortunately, because of the defensive side of the ball, they're not doing the same thing the offense is. Howe's 342.11 yards per game allowed is the second most in school history, only to the 2008 Bulldogs that gave up 365.1 per game. The run defense has done them in. They're averaging or allowing 262.78 per game, which is the most of any Howe team has ever allowed. And the next closest is the 2005 team that allowed 247.9. Ironically, Nate Lynch was the offensive coordinator on that team back in 2005 that allowed all those yards.
Oh, wow.
But Howe has forced 27 turnovers, and that consists of 14 interceptions and 13 fumble recoveries. That has allowed Howe to improve in the average points allowed category to 28 per game this season, whereas those other teams that gave up all those yardage gave up 34 and 35 points a game. The reason that Howe is able to stay in some of these games like this by giving up those amount of yards is because of those turnovers. Last week was a great representation of that. Commerce goes all the way down the field, and then Leighton Elvington picks off the pass at the 12-yard line and runs it all the way back. That's very significant for what Howe's done this season, is not allowing that final push into the end zone. They're cutting some of those off with turnovers. So tonight, Justin White, if Howe's able to get those turnovers as they normally do, they can give up the yards. If they can hang around and do what they do and give up about 28 points tonight to Van Alstyne, one would think, with Howe's offense, if they do what they do and punch it in the end zone when they have the opportunities, hey, tonight could look very good for lifting that silver spike for the first time.
I think the key phrase that you used was hanging around. If you can kind of keep yourself in this ball game, at least for a half, Bulldogs have been known to make adjustments at halftime and see what they can do and maybe make a game out of this here in the second half.
We've got a senior spotlight, and we have a coaches show. We'll do that right now.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnor Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnor Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnor Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnor Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnorBBQ.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome to the Howe Bulldogs Senior Spotlight, brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's senior.
This week we're joined with seniors Ryan Hale and Colton Thurman. Ryan, we'll talk to you first. When did you move here?
It's 6 years ago in Texas.
And where'd you move from?
Chicago, Illinois.
So how much different is Chicago and Howe?
There's way more love here in the school atmosphere. First time I played football was in Texas, moving down here.
But you were in Plano first?
Yes.
So what's the difference in Chicago, what's the difference in Plano, and what's the difference in Howe? Are you getting smaller, smaller, and smaller?
Well, in Chicago, you just another number. And in Plano, where I live, is basically you just another number. But in Howe, you really are integrated into a family. So I love that.
So talk about your family siblings.
Well, I'm the baby of 4, and I'm one of 2 boys.
What's the best part of being on this team?
Well, the family atmosphere, just being a part of something that's bigger than you and working hard.
How hard of a loss was last week at Commerce?
Well, it was a tragedy, really, because we was up on them, but the weather, didn't have our back, so, yeah, we're good.
Do you know what the Silver Spike is?
Yes, it's a trophy, basically a rivalry between us and Van Alstyne.
So what else do you do here at Howe High?
Well, I'm in BPA, Business Professionals of America, so, yeah.
Any competition coming up?
Yeah, but it's a little something.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk to Colton Thurman.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
All right, now we're joined with Colton Thurman. You decided to come out for football late. Why?
All my friends were playing football, and I just wanted to be a part of the family because the relationship they had, and I wanted to be a part of that.
You're our last senior spotlight of the season. Your parents are Sooners fans, are you?
Diehard Sooners fan.
Saved the best for last. We did that for a reason. All right, what's the best part of your decision coming out for football?
Definitely just the relationships that I've strengthened, and just pretty much team bonding is just a great thing to have,
Last week's loss, is it lingering around or is it gone?
It's definitely lingering. We're trying to put it behind us to come out with VA, just clear minds, and but it's definitely shadowing us, and it hurts.
57th Silver Spike. This is a rivalry game. This is a big one. Trivia time. How many? Now, we're talking about 56 games that have been played. How many has Howe won?
I'm going to go with 26.
17. How many times in a row has VA won?
19.
12. That one's a little bit better. Okay. But that one's got to end, all right? So how many times has Howe held the Silver Spike trophy in our trophy case?
Gonna have to go with 0 until this year. We're gonna take it back.
All right, that's a good answer. Silver Spike, he says it right there, coming to Howe. And I'll tell you what, hey, if VA goes to 4A and you don't schedule him, Howe could have that Silver Spike for quite a while. How special would it be to raise that trophy?
It'd be very special, just to rub it in their face, Good feeling.
Boomer?
Sooner.
All right, there we go. That's our senior spotlight. We will see you in just a moment.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Welcome to the Howe Bulldogs Coaches Show with Bill Jaley. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Summit Media Service. Now let's join Monty Walker with Bulldogs head coach Bill Jaley.
All right, Coach, the toughest losses last week over in Commerce, playoff spot on the line, didn't trail until the last 3 minutes of the game. How did the kids take that? How were they after the game?
It was a pretty emotional post game for us. I mean, I kind of kept it short and sweet on the field, but I could see the emotion in them. A lot of them were crying and in tears. I've coached a lot of football games, but this one last Friday, that was probably the most heartbroken I've ever been after a game. Not because of a loss, but because I felt so bad for that senior class. Because like I've said all year long, the senior class has worked extremely hard, and they knew they were that close to achieving their goal. But it was very emotional, very hard game. I mean, we're all still sitting here stinging from it right now. So,
how much did the weather play into that outcome?
I think the weather played a huge factor in that game. I mean, when it was pouring down rain, I mean, it took a lot of what we wanted to do offensively off the table. So, I mean, I still feel, you know, if it wasn't raining as much, we could have thrown the ball a whole lot more on them. Their secondary was kind of weak, but, you know, weather's part of the game. You got to overcome and adapt. But I really do feel if we replayed that game on a dry field, I think it would have been a different outcome.
Well, offensively has been the big turnaround for this season. Right now, your offense is ranked 5th all time in Howe history with 335 yards per game. And you've hit the 3,000-yard mark for the first time since 2016. Is this something you think they'll continue in the next few years?
Yeah, I believe it will. I mean, with the athletes we got coming up, that's part of the reason we kind of moved from that slot T, wing T offense to what we do this year being, you know, where we can still line it up and run it, but we can spread it out and throw it around. You know, last year after the season, I kind of evaluated what we had in the under levels coming up, what we had returning, and then what we got coming up in the junior highs. So I kind of just made that decision that we're going to go to a more tempo, more wide open offense. And I think it is the future. I think with the, you know, you got a freshman quarterback starting this year, you know, you got 3 more years with him. I mean, yeah, we're going to keep putting up numbers and points. So I think it's definitely going to be the future. You know, I think hopefully by the time some of these kids graduate, we'll hold all the records from this time span. So,
you know, just kind of off the cuff here, we were talking about defense and the amount of turnovers you've been able to get over the first 9 games. Talk about that and how important is and has that been for you?
It's just been good. I mean, our defense this year has to me, it's been really the backbone because you know, our defense has played lights out in almost every game this year, and even in the games that the scores were a little different, they still played hard, still forced turnovers in that game. I just think the kids have really bought into our defensive scheme. We've kind of changed it up a little bit, made it more simpler for them. But the other thing we've done in practice is we get them excited about playing defense. You know, everybody wants to score the touchdown, but they got excited this year about playing defense. And a lot of it, man, it just comes with I'm a film guy, so I have them in film constantly, watching film. And the biggest thing, the biggest challenge defensively is just making sure they know how to line up to each formation. And I think all the film time this year has really helped with the kids because they're knowing how to line up like that on a Friday night. So whenever you can get kids excited about playing defense, that's always a good step towards the future. So
we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the rivalry game with Van Alstyne.
Summit Media Service is a full-service photography and video production company offering both land-based and aerial photography and videos and a full suite of post-production services to the Texoma area. Thinking of a promotional video or a highlight reel? Perhaps some product training content? We can help for less than you might think. Come check us out on the web at www.summitmediaservice.com.
Coach, the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. You've had success in rivalry games before. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we when I was at Hampshire Finette, we had a big rivalry game with East Chambers called the Rice Bowl. And my first year there, we lost 26-23, and we were just distraught about losing that game because it's kind of like the Army-Navy game. You win that one, you feel great for the rest of the year no matter what happens. But then we turned around and beat them our second year for the first time in, I want to say, 15 or 16 years. I think it might have been like 13 years that we beat them. And, I mean, it was just huge for that town, huge for that community. I mean, you would have thought we won the Super Bowl that night, and it was just emotional and great. But, you know, the kids, you do all the work, and the kids do the playing. But, you know, anytime you win a rivalry game, it's huge.
Well, Red Gallagher, Van Alstyne, the quarterback a year ago, is gone. They're a different team this year. Talk about that.
Yeah, VA is definitely a different team this year. They really had an explosive offense last year that could just go. This year, they still got some playmakers, but they're not as explosive as they were last year. And we're a lot stronger and faster than we were last year. So I think it's an evenly matched game. They do have a couple weapons that we got to take care of on the defensive side, and we got to do some things on offense to expose what they're giving us. But it's to me, this is an evenly matched game, and it's going to be a hard-fought game for us Friday night. I think the kids are excited about playing VA this year, and even with the heartbreak of last week, they know we still got an outside shot to the playoffs. We need some help. But the kids also have said, we beat VA, that's going to put a good mark on the end of our season. So.
Well, that was leading into my next question. How some of Howe's greatest teams in 2014 and 15 didn't have VA on the schedule. And those are years you think they probably would have broken that streak, but they weren't on the schedule. Right. So here's Van Alstyne with now a 12-game win streak. Howe hasn't won since 2000, which means none of your players were even alive the last time the Bulldogs beat Van Alstyne. So from a community standpoint, do the players understand, what this rivalry means to the community?
Yeah, they do. We've been preaching that to them all week, that they got this senior class. I mean, like I said, they've worked so hard this year, but they got a chance to leave a huge mark and a big stamp on our program by beating VA this week, and they see that. They do, and they know how big it would be for this town, this community, this football program, and it would just be a great way to end our season. But the kids realize that. They know that going out Friday night, they're playing for more than just themselves. They're playing for a whole town this time. I mean, especially when it's a rivalry game, they're playing for a whole town.
Well, and Van Alstyne, a great chance to move up to 4A next year. Maybe we'll talk about that next question, but enrollment numbers were turned in. They've got a great chance to move up. Could this be kind of a grab and stash of the trophy type thing?
Absolutely. It could be. And that's what I told the kids. We win that trophy, we ain't never giving it back to them. And I think I mentioned in comment that I would bury that thing on our football field and it would be there forever. But yeah, it could be that type of scenario with them moving up, that it could be a while before we play them again.
So the enrollment numbers were turned in. What was Howe?
Howe was 356.
Where do you think that places?
Just depends on that UIL number. I think we got a good shot at going to Division II. Just depends what the UIL does with that number. If they raise it a certain amount and we're over it, I think we're going to miss by, I've been saying all week that if we miss going to Division II, it's going to be by 1 to 5 kids. But it just is what it is. We just got to do what we got to do and keep going forward.
To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Larry Mays. I'm the master plumber.
Welcome back. We're at Bulldogs Stadium, and it's about to be coin toss time as the captains are making their way out to the middle of the field. J.C. Helpenstell, Hunter Brusso, Stephen Waldrop, and Jaron Ing for the Howe Bulldogs. And for Van Alstyne will be Hunter Griffin and Cam Montgomery and Zach Monsier.
Helpenstell, and number 72, Jaron Ing.
Yes, sir.
Put your back on the scoreboard, black.
Well, they went through that pretty quick. So Van Alstyne has won the toss. They want to receive the football, and they will be moving from left to right towards the south end zone, towards Van Alstyne to start this game here at Bulldogs Stadium. It's the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. It's senior night, and all of the seniors have been introduced, and now it's just about time for our prayer and national anthem here at Bulldogs Stadium. that, it is football time in Texas. It's rivalry time in Texas. It's silver spike time in Texas. And the Howe Bulldogs into familiar all black with the thick gray stripe down the side. And the black helmets, black jerseys, black pants, white numbers. And the Pittsburgh Steeler look along the sleeves. And on the one side of the helmet is the logo, the Texas with the Bulldog. On the right side of the helmet, no logo of any kind on the left side. Very Steelers-esque. Head coach Bill Jailing, a big Steeler guy, lived a lot of his life in Pennsylvania, and that's the reason. Kevin Flores will be starting this one off as he'll tee it up at the 40 for their first Tech Wave kickoff of the night. Again, Howe, you'd think if they're going to win in tonight's game, they're going to have to get those turnovers that they're used to getting on defense and then capitalize with it on offense.
Unlike last week where they got the turnovers but couldn't capitalize on
Number 9, Kevin Flores.
So Flores about to bang this one away. He stands 5 yards deep. And he'll kick it to about the 27-yard line. Monsier, left side on the left hash, and he's down shy of midfield at the 47-yard line. So Van Alstyne will start from their own 47, moving from left to right, from north to south. 11:54 on the clock. We are just underway. A big, pretty good crowd both sides tonight.
Really is.
As this is what rivalry football is all about. Van Alstyne got here about 10 minutes ago. Got off the bus. They warmed up on their side, on their home field. Here's a jet sweep to the near side. Cam Montgomery trying to find the corner. Chased down by Caden Harmon and pushed out of bounds near the first down marker. Is going to be just shy. A gain of about 7, crossing midfield to the 46-yard line.
They got a pretty balanced offense. They like to run the ball and try to get Montgomery out there in space. Got a pretty good gain out of that one. Already into Bulldog territory.
Second down and about 3, a long 2. As Jake Carroll will give you the starters in a moment. Jake Carroll is the running back. He'll stand to the right side of Timothy Rosenthal. Man in motion is Monsier from the left slot. A high snap, handoff, Carroll, and he's trapped behind the line of scrimmage. Hunter Brusso off the left rush edge.
Hunter Brusso read that all the way through, come from the end there, and able to take Carroll back behind the line of scrimmage. Third short here for Van Alstyne.
So third down and about 4 for the Panthers with 11:27 left to go in the first. We're just underway, no score. As the Panthers will send out Cam Montgomery wide to the right, Monsier the slot, and on the inside receiver is Drellin Davis. Rosenthal wants it at a shotgun. Screen pass. Davis has it midfield. Makes a cut near the first down marker. It's going to be close. It's going to be right at it. He was tackled by J.C. Helpenstell at the 44 or 3.5 yard line.
That was a very quick pass there to the outside.
They got a great spot.
And they really did. I mean,
Man.
And a good effort there by Davis. He was pretty much going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage right when he caught it, but a good effort by him to able to just inch his way past the first down marker and move the chains.
First down at 10. And we have someone spotlighting Drellin Davis tonight, and it's Jalen Thornton. He's going to go with him all over the field. First down and 10, 10:38 on the clock in the first quarter. Cam Montgomery goes in motion. Rosenthal wants it, drops back one step deep down the field. Middle of the field, wide open, Monsier. He's caught it at the 10, at the 5, and down right there. Finally drugged down by Caden Harmon, but Monsier was wide open right in the middle of the field at about the 15 where he made the catch.
Right down the seam, so there must have been a breakdown of coverage because, yeah, he was wide open and a touchdown saving tackle there by Harmon.
Full house backfield if you can do so in a spread. It's Monsier and Jake Carroll in an offset eye. Carroll gets the carry. Right side, trying to push his way towards the 1 and does so, and he's down right there. It'll be second down and goal from the 1.
Jake Carroll, their leading rusher, trying to get him in the end zone, possibly for his 11th touchdown if he is able to punch it in here.
Drellin Davis split out wide to the right. Cam Montgomery in the slot to the left. Carroll in the backfield to the left side. and he's going to get the carry right here up the middle. He dives forward, and he's in. Touchdown, Van Alstyne, to start this football game and strike first blood in the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. Van Alstyne's up 6-0, awaiting this PAT.
They're going quickly for the PAT.
Swinging gate. They're going to swing it over to Monsieur in for the two-point conversion. 8-0. Van Alstyne leads early in this football game. 9:43 in the first. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
This is Larry Mays. I'm the master plumber and the owner of Torque Plumbing in Howe, Texas. We do commercial and residential plumbing, everything from major construction of new restaurants to service plumbing calls to local citizens. We even service water heaters. We're located here in Howe off of Highway 75 at 102 South Collins Freeway. We're family owned and operated and are vested into the Bulldog community. Give us a call at 903-532-0525.
Mention this ad for free service calls.
Attention Bulldog Nation.
Come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players.
Go Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good, it's
Sonic good.
9:43 on the clock. 8-0 Van Alstyne. They strike first blood here at Bulldog Stadium. And we're just about ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. It's a Quail onside fake. And back to do the kicking duties for the Panthers will be Danny Kern or Aaron Beckham. And Beckham will bang it. And this one will go probably in the end zone. And a good thing it does, because Caden Harmon just kind of turned around and watched it, and glad it didn't die at the one. Let's see your hit exterior scoring drive recap. 6 plays, 53 yards for Van Alstyne. And it took 2 minutes and 17 seconds off the clock. It was a 1-yard touchdown by Jake Carroll and a 2-point conversion by Monsieur. The big play in the drive was the great spot they got from the officials to give them a first down on a 4th and what looked like to be a very short, but it turned out to be a first down. I don't like to say that about the officials, but that was a generous spot.
It very much was.
So Howe has the ball at the 25-yard line, their own 25, and this is a handoff up the middle to the first man through. I believe that is going to be Brandon Williams, and it is. Let's give you the starters tonight for the Howe Bulldogs.
Journeying left tackle Jackson Adkins, guard.
Colby Lappin, center.
JC Helpenstelt, guard. Brantley Flynn, left tackle. Kobe Wyndham, receiver.
Caden Harmon, running back.
Jordan Jones, receiver.
Brandon Williams, fullback.
Jalen Thornton, running back.
Austin Haley, quarterback.
Austin Haley is in the gun. He rolls out right, wants to throw on the run, does, and it's incomplete. Looking for Jalen Thornton on 2nd down and 7. It'll now be 3rd down and 7.
I like the thought there. Get it over to Thornton and just get a little bit of more yardage for your 3rd down there, but just overshot him there as he rolled to his right. And so puts you a little bit of 3rd and about 7 or 8.
So we'll see what Howe elects to do here on their first 3rd down situation with 9:11 on the clock. 8-0. Van Alstyne on top in the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. We'll check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter here pretty quickly. We haven't done so just yet. There's a handoff to Brandon Williams, right side, and knocked down. And that's going to be punt time for Howe. A gain of about a yard, but not much doing there, and Howe's going to have to punt. Let's check down on the sidelines for the first time tonight for our Night Furniture sideline report. Caroline, how's it going?
Hey guys, so tonight there is a different feel in the air. These boys know the rivalry, but these fans know it. This is a serious game, and it's a very high school football feeling, if you know what I mean.
Clock is rolling right now. It does have that feel about it. Thornton back to punt. It's a high, wobbly end-over-end kick. Going to bounce at the 39, take a great Howe bounce inside the 30 to the 29 and knock down right there. Colton Thurman, Boomer Sooner.
Colton Thurman right there in good coverage downfield there to keep Draylon Davis's return very minimal at best. So decent but not great field position for the Panthers.
The Panthers backed up at their own 29-yard line to start this second possession with 8:33 on the clock.
One thing I like that the Bulldogs are doing defensively and they've done the last couple of games is having 5 down linemen there. Have Russo and Waldrop rushing from the ends.
Mike Zagleski making the 50 great again. Rosenthal looks right, wants to throw, pressured, hit hard, and I think he ran into his own lineman. A minimal gain there, if any, to the 29-yard line. Here's your Howe starting defense.
Stephen Waldrop, linebacker.
Jackson Adkins, D-end.
Journeying, nose guard.
Matthew Bearden, D-end.
Hunter Brusso, cornerback.
J.C. Opasel, inside linebacker.
Clayton Ovington, safety. Jordan Jones, cornerback.
Jalen Thornton, corner.
Caden Harmon, strong safety.
Terrell Loudard, safety.
Second down and 10. And this will be Rosenthal on the trap to the backside. And that's going to be the freshman on the carry for a couple of yards. Jaden Mahan. And now a late flag comes in from the backside. We'll check the flags. Now, we expect it to be a little chippy down there tonight. These two towns and two teams, they don't like each other. And you think, well, it's just, it's not that big of a rivalry. Well, it is with those kids. And today on Snapchat, apparently it got a little snappy. So the officials are going to have to make sure and keep a close watch on this. And this is going to be a personal foul against Howe. So this will be a first down. And Howe had them backed up. It was going to be a 4th and long situation. And instead, the penalty bails out Van Alstyne for a first down near midfield at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, you talk about rivalry and not like each other. Yeah, you throw social media into it, and it's a different element of it.
We're going to have to open the door. It's getting rather warm in here. 1st and 10, left to right. Rosenthal, 2 receivers to the near side. Rosenthal wants to pass. Throws it deep down the middle of the field for Cam Montgomery, and he's going to make the catch and then going to be tackled by Harmon inside the 20-yard line. Big plays already right down the middle of the field.
I'm not sure what's going on. That's the second time they've been able to hit somebody on the middle of the field. Ran past Harmon there. Harmon usually pretty good in coverage.
Rosenthal is going to hand off, flag down, and the ball is down. It's on the turf, but so is Van Alstyne to recover it quickly, but there's a flag down. Ball's at the 18-yard line. Let's see what happens here after the handoff to Mahan, the freshman. And he's been putting the ball on the turf a little bit early in the season. It's going to be offsides against Howe. So Howe's going to have to clean it up as far as these penalties go and as far as the safety work goes in the middle of the field.
Yeah, not playing very good defensively right now. It's been an Achilles heel for the Bulldogs all season long, especially their running defense here, but they're not helping things with the penalties.
Ball at the 12-yard line, 1st and 5.
Go ahead.
7:09 on the clock. Go ahead.
I said the bright spot of the defense has been they've been able to force turnovers all season long.
Rosenthal in the gun on 1st and 5. High snap, handoff, Mahan, left tackle, and he is brought down pretty close to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 as we roll under 7 minutes here in the first quarter. Van Alstyne up 8-0.
Mahan, a freshman running back who's also a linebacker here on the defense here. He's going to be somebody relied on for the Panthers for the next 3 years.
He's going to be really, really good in the next 3 years. And he'll line up just to the left of Rosenthal as they're still heading towards the south end zone from the 11-yard line. Rosenthal wants to pass, looks right, throws it, and it's incomplete, and the flag is going to be thrown on Jalen Thornton. He was covering Drellin Davis, and the flag came out at about the 2-yard line where Davis was trying to run an in route.
Well, we talked about the matchup there, Thornton on Davis there, and Thornton tried to go a slant across the middle, and Thornton kind of all over him there as they tried to get the ball to him. And
the Blizzard was trying to tell us something there. Blizzard says it was a flop. So we're already talking about basketball here. It was a flop. So it's going to be against Howe, which will set up a 1st and goal. So Van Alstyne knocking on the door already again at the 4-yard line.
We talked about their balanced offense. They've been running and passing the ball here on these first couple of possessions.
Rosenthal, Mahan in the backfield. He wants to throw. Rosenthal, corner, Drellin Davis, incomplete, in and out of his hands. It was a quick out in the end zone, about 3 yards deep in the near corner, and it falls incomplete. He had to go up for it a little bit, but Davis, we're told, pushed off on Jalen, and no flag on that play.
Rosenthal's got a pretty good cannon over there. got it over to Davis in a hurry, but just a little bit off target of his extra hand, so bring up second down.
Second down and goal from the scoreboard says 3-yard line. And Rosenthal will back up in the gun with an I formation, an offset I with Monsier and Mahan. And Mahan gets the carry right up the middle. He's hit and brought down at about the 2.
And Jaron Ning lose the helmet again.
And Leighton Elvington makes the tackle. Elvington is one of the leading tacklers on the team. He came into the game with 92, only behind Helpenstell with 114. Jackson Adkins, a big year with 83 tackles from a DT position. That's rare.
I like that defensive line there. Like talking about with Waldrop on the ends and Brousseau, and then like you said, Jackson Adkins on the interior defense, and then Helpenstell linebacker. They got some pretty good players on this defense.
5:45 on the clock, and a flag comes from the back judge.
We have a dead ball foul penalty flag.
This would be huge if it's against Van Alstyne. And they're going to give them a timeout. They call the timeout on time, I guess. We're going to take 1-2. We'll be right back right after this.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
This is attorney Kimberly Killebrew. I'm a Howe resident with 27 years experience practicing family law. I service the greater North Texas area, including Grayson, Collin, and Denton counties. Call 214-432-1595 to schedule a consultation to discuss your divorce, child support, custody, or family law needs. Mention this ad and you receive a free 15-minute phone conference. In-person appointments are available in Grayson County or our principal office in Plano, Texas.
Rosenthal wants to throw in the end zone, and it is intercepted. Arturo Louder brings it in, 8 yards deep in the end zone. There's your turnover. There's the example we were talking about, driving down the field, cutting them off inside the 20.
Rosenthal rolled to his right there, and he threw it just in a bunch of traffic there, a bunch of black jerseys right there, and Louder able to pick it off for his third interception of the season. So the Bulldog defense tightening the screws here in the red zone and able to turn them away.
So the Bulldogs now with the turnover, they're 28th of the season. 15 interceptions and 13 fumble recoveries. 5:35 on the clock here in the first. Huge moment for Howe if they can capitalize here. Haley in the gun with Williams in the backfield to his right, and Williams gets the carry, and he is going to be brought down hard after about a 2-yard gain perhaps on the, looks like by Litzkow.
Interesting, we haven't seen Thornton yet in the offense yet.
It might have been Roberto Torres actually on the stop for Van Alstyne. So Howe starting at their own 25 for the second time in a row. A couple of yards on first down. Handoff again. Brandon Williams again up to the 25. A little bit better gain there, maybe 3, setting up a third down and 5. We haven't seen the arm of Haley yet tonight, really.
Yeah,
we've seen one pass.
Seen mostly Thornton and none of, or mostly Brandon Williams and none of Thornton, none of Haley's arm.
So here we go, third down and 5 for Howe. Haley wants to throw over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by Drellin Davis. A great snag. He was looking for Colby Winden, and Davis jumped the route and somehow held onto the ball by the fingertips.
Yeah, that was a bad pass way out in front of Winden there, and good job there by Davis to snatch that out of the way and counter the interception that the Bulldogs had.
You know, you don't see Haley make, bad passes a whole lot. That one was not his best.
You really don't.
So now Van Alstyne with the ball at the 36. Pressure, and Rosenthal deep down the field. Drellin Davis trying to bring it in with one hand. Can't do it. Off his right hand fingertips. He was in coverage by Jalen Thornton and had him beat.
Post pattern to Davis. Yeah, they're working on Thornton, working on Harmon there, and Davis has been winning most of the battles here so far.
Yeah, Davis got inside of Jalen Thornton, and had that been on the money, it would have been 6. Right now it's 2nd down and 10. Van Alstyne with the ball at the Howe 36-yard line. 4:26 on the clock. We're in the first quarter. Van Alstyne leads 8-0. Man in motion goes Jake Carroll. Jet sweep. He's going to take it from the right to the left. Makes a cut. Makes another cut up the middle of the field. Flag is down late in the backfield. And it's going to be a first down run by Carroll, but check the flag. It was near Hunter Brusso and Rosenthal. It could be on Brusso for a late hit on the quarterback. We'll see. It's a first down run by Carroll at the moment to about the 24-yard line.
Use Carroll, cut him out of the slot there and put him in open space there on the jet sweep. And good blocking downfield by his outside receivers.
Face mask against Howe. Man alive. Man. They just can't get out of their own way tonight in the first quarter with these penalty flags.
Third penalty of the night, second face mask of the night.
So the officials will spot the ball just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. Two backs on the either side of Rosenthal, who hands off to the right side. Montsier walks into the end zone. Touchdown Van Alstyne. They extend their lead 14-0 with 4:02 left to go in the first.
Boy, as soon as they score, what they're doing now, they're going quickly to that swinging gate formation.
Going to do it again, but this time they'll bring on the kicking team. So it's an 11-yard touchdown for Montsier. Moncier. And doing the PAT chores is Beckham, and this one's going to be off to the left a little bit. It was short, might have been blocked a little bit. Not sure, but it was a high short kick. Had no chance. 14-0 with 4:02. That's where we are at Bulldog Stadium. We'll be right back right after this.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnor Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnor Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnor Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnor Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnorBBQ.com.
Your HIT exterior scoring drive recap: 2 plays, 36 yards for Van Alstyne, who punched it in on an 11-yard touchdown run by Montsier. And with the mixed PAT, it is now 14-0 Van Alstyne in the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. There's 4:02 left to go in the first. And Beckham will bang it pretty deep. It'll roll, keep rolling, and go out of bounds. And Howe's going to have pretty good field position here on the Tech Wave kickoff. Just bad penalties, timing, and you got a bad spot on what could have been a 4th down. And they had a 4th down situation. It would have been 4th and long, but they got a penalty, a personal foul. I guess that was a face mask, wasn't it? That pushed it up. Man.
A lot of self-inflicted wounds here.
So Howe will have the ball at the 30 when they come back out here on offense.
And offensively, they need to get something going. They've had pretty much 3 and outs here these first couple of possessions.
It's been a lot of Brandon Williams up the middle so far, and not much else. So on the first 2 possessions for Howe, it was Brandon Williams on the first 2 carries of either one. At least on first down. I think second down on the first possession was an incomplete pass.
Like I said earlier, I don't think Jalen Thornton's got any touches here so far.
So far, he has not touched the football. He's your leading receiver and rusher. Haley's pass, right side, quickly caught by Waldrop. Good for about 6 yards on the far side. Now moving right to left, and it is Gronk makes the catch at about the 35.
Quick pass over there to Waldrop. We haven't seen him in a couple of games here, but trying to get everybody involved here.
And now they go to the I formation. Haley under center with Williams and Thornton. Handoff Thornton. Up the middle, makes one man miss, and spins out of another tackle close to a first down. We'll see if they get the left-footed spot right here. Ball at the 41-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, and they're going to move the sticks.
Got him in the I formation. Good block there by Brandon Williams. And where's Jalen Thornton been? First time they've been able to get him the ball here to get the first down out of it.
And again, Jaron Ing is still having helmet issues. Has to check in and out all the time. It's the second time tonight. With a helmet issue, he has to come off the field. 3:18 on the clock. It's rolling. Haley wants to throw. Swing pass. Thornton caught it. Almost dropped it, but he brought it back in, and that's good for about 6 yards. Near midfield at the 46-yard line, and you wonder, why did it take 2 possessions before you finally get going with Thornton?
I didn't understand. I thought if there was something wrong, something he did, but he was in the game. That's the thing. He was in the game, and they just didn't give him the ball until now.
Second down and 4 coming up for Howe. Trying to get near midfield. On the Van Alstyne 49 is a first down. Haley in the gun. Brandon Williams to his right. Wyndon down here at the bottom. Thornton in the slot. And Haley rolls back, wants to throw. Thornton makes the catch behind the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to go very far. He's going to lose yardage. And there's a flag down.
That was a slow developing play. I don't know if that was play action or what, but it looked bad from the beginning. And the flag, y'all see the flag's on?
It was on Van Alstyne. And it might be roughing the passer. We'll see.
Haley had to hurry up and get rid of it because he was under siege there on that one.
So they're starting their walk-off from the 46-yard line.
So finally a penalty in favor of the Bulldogs here and puts them here into Panther territory.
But he almost walks to the concession stand and buys himself a Diet Dr. Pepper all the way to the 41-yard line. Van Alstyne territory. Howe on the move for the first time, and that penalty helped out greatly. Haley in the gun, Williams to his right. Now Wyndon is down here at the bottom, and Thornton is in the near slot. On the top is Harmon in the slot, and Waldrop split out wide right. Now Williams moves to the left side of Haley, who's in the gun. High snap, Williams gets the carry. Up the middle, right side, churns for a couple of yards, crossing the 40 to the 39-yard line.
So what we've been seeing pretty much tonight is Brandon Williams has been in the backfield, and they've just been moving Thornton all around. Thornton's had 1 carry tonight, but for the most part, when they're in a shotgun, they put him out in the slots.
Second down and about 8 for the Bulldogs with 1:39 right to left. Same formation, except Waldrop comes in as a tight end. Haley wants to throw, screen pass near side. Thornton getting a block from Wyndon, spins out of a tackle, still going towards the 40 or 30-yard line rather. Stays in bounds, but it's another first down for Howe. At least 8 yards on the pickup.
Got the ball to Thornton there on the bubble screen, and a good block there by Wyndon to kind of seal off and allow him to get 2, 3, 4 extra yards there before he gets the first down.
Spot him at the 30. It's a 9-yard gain. Offset I formation. Haley wants to hand off. That's Thornton running over left tackle. He's carrying defenders all the way down to the 21-yard line. 22 perhaps, a big gainer of about 8 or 9 yards, and that was all Thornton dragging defenders.
They like to do that, get in the pistol and just get him running downhill, and it's starting to feel like this offense is starting to get kind of comfortable and kind of getting a little bit of a rhythm now.
Down 14-0, need to get it in a in a rhythm, and a timeout, I believe, has been called. It's an official timeout. And we'll take one. Well, let's keep it right here. No, let's take one real quick. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Haley looks to the near side for the play. Three receivers rather to the right, and now I believe Howe may have called a timeout. Well, let's take another one. We'll be right back.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter. Caroline, what's the mood down there?
We're down, but we're not out. That is the mood here. We got the band going, cheerleaders going. Guys are about to go out there, and hey, it's not over.
How chilly is it out there?
When you said we need to open up the door, I was like, y'all can just come down here.
Yeah, it's a little steamy up here, to be honest with you.
I'd trade you.
You're gonna be okay at halftime. Second down and very short. 2nd and 1. Man in motion is Thornton. He'll come back up. They'll run an offset I formation, pistol formation. And Thornton gets the carry. He's met in the backfield. Monsieur makes a great play, and that's going to be a loss of about 4 yards, setting up a 3rd down and 5 now, back at the 25-yard line.
Monsieur right there in the middle linebacker there, read that all the way and shot to the hole and took down Thornton behind the line of scrimmage.
Howe desperately needs to get, and now another timeout has been called. I think Van Alstyne took this one. We'll take another one. We'll be right back right after this. Oh, it's the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Yes. All right. We got everything. We're in control here, right? All right, 14-0. We'll be right back.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
How important is this 3rd down and 4.5 right here, Justin White?
Really, if you want to stay in this game here, it's really important. This may be 4-down territory, so think about it. You don't have to get all at once.
Pistol formation. Waldrop comes out of the backfield, handoff Thornton, and he finds a seam on the left side, 1st down, and a little bit more. At about they're marking at about the 18-yard line. So a big 3rd down conversion right there. You called it. If they want to stay in the game, got to pick up that one. They picked up that one.
Much needed 1st down there to the left side. They're shot in there. Had a little bit of space there, but Van Alstyne able to keep the damage minimal, so brings up another fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs.
Haley in the gun with Williams to his right. Waldrop and Harmon down here at the bottom. Screen pass. Thornton has it. Left side. Finds some room, spins out of a tackle, has a 1st down, inside the 10, to the 5, he won't quit, he's in! Oh my goodness, I don't believe it! It's touchdown time in Texas! What an effort!
That was all Jalen Thornton. Got it on the bubble screen and got tackled at first, moved the pile, kept moving his legs, and able to walk his way to the end zone. All effort there by Jalen Thornton.
Haley will get credit for a touchdown pass, but that was all Jalen Thornton. Kevin Flores for the PAT. That one is true. 14-7 here at Bulldog Stadium. Van Alstyne leads. 11:21 left to go in the second quarter. It's the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. We'll be right back.
To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Larry Mays. I'm the master plumber and the owner of Torque Plumbing in Howe, Texas. We do commercial and residential plumbing, everything from major construction of new restaurants to service plumbing calls to local citizens. We even service water heaters. We're located here in Howe off of Highway 75 at 102 South Collins Freeway. We're family owned and operated and are vested into the Bulldog community. Give us a call at 903-532-0525.
Mention this ad for free service calls.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap, 10 plays, 70 yards for Howe. It was a Haley to Jalen Thornton 18-yard touchdown pass. It was all Thornton on a screen pass. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff, going to be caught at the 26, coming near side. Montsier breaks out of tackles and rolls and bumbles and rumbles and stumbles his way near midfield at the 49-yard line, and Van Alstyne has great starting position just shy of midfield.
I think I'm speaking the obvious of how important that touchdown was for the Bulldogs to keep your momentum, keep your morale there in the game here for the Bulldogs.
Don't forget, Howe's going to get the football back to start the second half. A stop here is critical. First down and 10, right to left. Van Alstyne in all white. They have blue sleeves. And this is going to be a handoff to Mahan, the freshman, outside, right side, a lot of room. He's fast. He's got a seam. It's a foot race. Arturo Lauder makes the tackle at about the 20-yard line, so a big gain of about 31 yards there. There's a flag down at the 45-yard line, however. I think this one's coming back.
I think it is, too. The way Van Alstyne is marching back the other way, it is against them.
It's almost hard to see the flags these days because the field's the same color.
Yeah. The brown, goldish grass and the yellow flag kind of blend together.
So that one a big penalty against Van Alstyne, as that was going to be first and 10 from the Howe 20. Now backed up on their own side of the field at the 39-yard line.
The Bulldogs dodged a big bullet there because that was a big gain there by Mahan.
That's a big penalty.
It really is.
That's actually 40 yards in penalty yardage when all things considered. Rosenthal in the gun. High snap goes over his head. He has to go back for it, falls on it at the 21-yard line. And now Mojo is swinging towards the Howe side.
I tell you what, it's probably a good thing Rosenthal fell down on that, because we've seen this episode before here of Brusso coming down after missed snaps and quarterbacks trying to pick it up, and he nails them pretty good. Sometimes jars the ball loose, so probably a good idea by Rosenthal to just fall on that and live to see another day.
It's going to be second down and some cowboy nachos at the concession stand. 10:28 and rolling as Rosenthal's in the gun with two backs to either side. Wants to throw, screen pass out, has it caught by Cam Montgomery, and he'll spin for about 2 yards before he's brought down by Caden Harmon on the far side out of bounds, but he didn't get out of bounds. The clock still rolls. It's third down and still some nachos.
Good job there by Harmon to make that to only a 2-yard gain there. So that puts them third down at a Grayson County mile. I mean, this is going to be a long ways for them.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about 35 yards to pick it up. Blizzard had something for us. I missed it. I was talking.
Jalen Thornton is not in the game right now on defense.
Jalen Thornton not in the game. So Drellin Davis matched up with Harmon on the far side. Rosenthal wants to drop back 2 steps, throwing the home run ball deep down the right side. Mano to Drellin Davis, who makes the catch. Stays on his feet. He's gone. Touchdown, Van Alstyne.
Do we get a flag?
It's 75 yards. And there's a face mask on Howe, which will be obviously declined. And Van Alstyne throws a prayer, and it's answered by Drellin Davis.
They went to their best player on offense there in Davis. It just went downfield. Harmon was just pretty much right there, but.
And Rosenthal wants to carry it for the two-point conversion, but is going to be tackled shy by J.C. Helpenstiel. And now a late flag comes in.
Oh, what is this?
And now another flag comes in. Noah Campbell was taking some punishment at the bottom of the pile, we think. And now another flag. There's 3.
They were going to run on the flags at this point. And they're trying to get Noah Campbell off the field, trying to get him back on the sidelines.
Jordan Jones is trying to wrestle Noah Campbell off the field. The officials are talking about it.
Well, here's that chippiness we talked about, Monty, during the week that was going on social media and the hate these teams have that no love lost, and we're seeing it manifest itself right now.
It was an outstanding catch. And, you have to give Van Alstyne credit there. They saw that Thornton was out of the game. We just talked about it. And they had moved Harmon over to cover Drellin Davis for that play. And they took clear advantage of Thornton not being in the game, went over the top, and Davis was able to haul it in. The Blizzard tells us the way the officials are still huddled down here that there could be an ejection coming here.
The question is from which side or both.
As it stands, your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Sounds strange because it's 3 plays and 51 yards because they started at the 49-yard line. But they went all the way back and through. The touchdown was actually 76 yards. So the drive was actually only 51 yards in 3 plays.
You think about how much that's going to sting here. You had him in third and, what was it?
35.
35.
About 35.
And they just said, we're going to throw it long. We're going to put our best receiver out there on one of your better defenders.
And throw a prayer.
And just see what happens. If he intercepts it, it's like a long punt. And they won.
It was mano a mano. There was no one over the top to help. It was Davis and Harmon, and that was it.
And the thing was, Harmon got his head turned around. He just put it right there where Davis only he could catch it.
So now the officials are talking to Bill Jailing, and they're trying to get an explanation of what's going on, of maybe if anybody has been ejected.
See Coach Jay's reaction here as we see him from the back. So far, he just looks like he's listening. And
any word down there, Caroline? And if you find out anything, just pop on. They're still visiting down there. And as a matter of fact, we've got one official talking to Bruce Elvington. I think that's Elvington. And 2 officials are talking to Bill Jailing.
And you got one over there talking to Coach Miller for Van Alstyne.
The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Jack Williams, the umpire David Samank, the head linesman is Caleb Blankenship, the line judge Bob Mayama, and the back judge is Brandon Rusher. So has anyone made their way off the field? Is anyone leaving the field?
I haven't seen anybody go off.
So Coach Jay
Here we go.
Dead ball foul.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Howe.
Bulldogs.
And that's it.
Was there? Go ahead, Caroline.
And now Coach Jay is going back after the official. And he's still kind of jawing a little bit.
I want to say it was all unsportsmanlike conduct on Hunter Brusso, and I didn't get the other number. And that's it.
Yeah.
But that does not make sense at all from what I am hearing as to what happened.
Well, Noah Campbell's still on the field, and he's going back out.
So no ejections, it seems like.
No ejections. But I told you. And Moondog gives 2 thumbs down from the sideline. I'm with you, Moondog. 9:28 on the clock. Howe trails 20-7. And now I guess they're going to try to redo the 2-point conversion, perhaps, as Rosenthal was stopped short by J.C. Helpenstell. And now apparently they'll go ahead and try for another. They'll get another attempt at a 2-point. I don't understand the call there.
Oh, wow, look at this. Yeah, they're going to kick off from. They're not going to replay the 2-point conversion, Monty. I think they're going to kick off from the Bulldog 15-yard line.
So how many personal fouls were thrown? So is that 3 personal fouls against Van Alstyne?
I mean, Howe?
I mean, against Howe. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 personal fouls, apparently, against Howe. So this is a kickoff from the Howe 15-yard line.
I've never seen this before.
Obviously, you try to quail onside inside the 10-yard line, and you can almost recover it right here. They're going to try to recover it. And the ball, Howe says they have it. Van Alstyne says they have it. And Howe has recovered at the 3-yard line. This is insane.
Man, that could have been a disaster, and it's not really a great outcome anyways. They could almost recover the onside kick, kicking from their own 15-yard line, the little squibber there. But the Bulldogs recover. Problem is they're at their own 3-yard line now after all those penalties. This is where personal foul penalties can really hurt you. And this could be a game changer right here.
This is a huge game changer.
I mean,
there's no doubt.
Yeah.
This is without a doubt a game changer.
So you're down 20-7. You got the ball on your own 3-yard line. You moved the ball fairly well, fairly decently on the last drive. And boy, does this not look familiar from last week against Commerce. And Haley's under center.
Haley does go under center, I formation, and he's going to try to sneak it out a little bit and get a couple of yards. You can wonder about, if you could redo Commerce, might you do that right there?
I would have done that, yeah.
So it'll be 2nd down, and Haley gets a couple of yards there. And obviously, yes, we get a text from Vanna Foster. Obviously, Haley will get credit for that touchdown pass. He just threw a little screen pass, and boy, Jalen just did a number right there. Thank you for listening, Mrs. Foster, out there in Lubbock. We appreciate you tuning in. Haley turns, tosses to Jalen Thornton, and he's going to gain maybe a couple. So 3rd down and long coming up, and now whistles after the play. A lot of whistles means, hey, get up, get up. This game is getting a little, we knew it was going to be like this. So about a yard there for Thornton.
It's going to be a key 3rd down right here. 3rd down, 7 or 8, deep in your own territory. Let's see what they do here. What Coach Lynch has a sleeve.
And Haley wants to throw deep down the left side, looking for Wyndon, who has to go back for it, and a flag is down. Interference against Van Alstyne. They ripped down Wyndon at the 35-yard line, and that gets Howe out of jail deep in their own territory.
Right there in coverage was Ethan Litzko, right there, and Wyndon, I don't know if he would have caught that or not, but just grabbed him almost by the horse collar, brought him down, and bailed out the Bulldogs here. It gives them a little bit of breathing room and a fresh set of downs.
And Wyndon pumps both fists, but the officials are still back there. They're going to walk it off, I guess. Here we go. You almost wish it was like the NFL, where they get the ball way up near midfield where the penalty was. The coaches are arguing that Wyndon caught the football.
I didn't know he caught the ball. I thought it was incomplete.
I didn't realize he caught it either. But the Howe coaching staff says that he did, but the officials are not saying the same thing.
I mean, I don't know if y'all can really realize how much is going on down here.
Yeah, I can tell. That's a lot.
Insane. The coaches are still mad about plays or face masks that have not been called plays and plays ago.
They're going to spot the ball at the 32-yard line, so apparently Wyndon made the catch.
They gave him the catch. Okay.
First down and 10, left to right. Howe, Haley in the gun. Williams to his right. Two receivers to either side. Haley wants it. Now they stop, and they look to the sideline to get the play. It's first down and 10. There's 7:57 and rolling on the clock here in the second quarter. Van Alstyne is up 20-7. Howe's moving towards the south end zone. Haley gets it, looks back, wants to throw, being chased out of the pocket, rolling left, and now he's going to tuck it and run and go out of bounds, and he was hit late. No flag. But on the outside, he gains about 5 yards, which sets up a second down and perhaps, well, they're going to give him not a great spot. They'll say he stepped out after a gain of about 5, so second down and 5 coming up, 7:39 on the clock.
Haley not the most fleet of foot there, but able to avoid pressure, get a little yardage.
Ball at the 38-yard line, and Haley wants to throw. Deep ball down the left side. Looking for, it's going to be intercepted. He was looking for Wyndon, and the officials say it was picked off. Yeah, that's going to be an interception. At least the one good thing, it's deep in Van Alstyne territory somewhere inside the 30.
Yeah, you can almost look at it as like a punt. Yeah, also Haley's kind of limping coming back.
So they're going to spot it at the 32-yard line on the interception. So VA will take over with 7:27 on the clock from their own 32.
About the 32-yard line.
And whistles before we can get underway. And now Waldrop was thrown down. And he was thrown into Monsier, and there's no flags. And Howe apparently called a timeout.
What a tense game here.
Wow. And they're coming to the sideline. We're going to take a quick timeout. Woo! Relax. Breathe. We'll be right back.
Attention Bulldog Nation.
Come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players.
Go Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good, it's
Sonic good.
You win the most here.
Anybody say anything about a rivalry? Man alive. These two teams hate each other.
And it's showing on the field. You got to maintain your composure. But it is fun.
It is fun. First down and 10. Right to left goes Van Alstyne in all white. Rosenthal in the gun. Two backs beside him. They're going to hand off to Jake Carroll, who tries to make a man miss and does. And he's on his way for about a 9-yard gain, maybe 10, and a flag comes down late. It's going to be holding against Van Alstyne. Harmon made the tackle, a diving tackle. But Waldrop played his edge perfectly from the defensive end position. He went straight up the field and made Carroll commit inside. The problem was the linebackers weren't there to scrape over to make sure Carroll didn't go anywhere. He had a free lane for about 10 yards.
Yeah, they had him almost bottled up there back there. Zach Smith got a pretty good block to give him a little space to allow him to cut back, but the holding penalty will bring him back 10 yards.
Ball at the 27-yard line. And it's first down and 15. Same formation for Rosenthal. Carroll to his right. And he wants to throw. Looking down across the field. It's going to be caught. And about a 7 or 8 yard gain will get Drellin Davis and company in striking distance with a second down. Is this second down? It is second down, I believe. Second and about 6.5, 7 yards perhaps.
Drellin Davis is the lead receiver on this team, and he's showing why he is tonight.
He is an outstanding receiver. Two receivers down at the bottom. Davis all alone by himself up at the top. High snap. This is going to be a handoff to Carroll again. He bounces it out. That's Monsier. It's first down run up near midfield at the 46-yard line.
Monsier kind of short, but runs with a little bit of power behind him there, and got it from the right to the left there to get the first down on the run.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Van Alstyne trying to get to midfield. And Rosenthal wants to pass. Under pressure from Brousseau. Throws a deep ball down the right side. There's some grabbing, and that's going to be a penalty on Thornton, who throws his palms up in the air, but Drellin Davis' jersey was about to hit the ground, it looked like.
Well, and on the other end,
clear interference.
Brousseau came around the pass rush. Ball was out of Rosenthal's hands by about a second or two, and Brousseau hit him right behind his knees there and brought him down. It's going to be a late hit on Brousseau.
Man.
So you get a personal foul and a pass interference.
So holding is going to be declined. They'll take the personal foul. Against Howe.
Roughing the passer against the Bulldogs has been
So the 15-yard penalty will obviously take them across midfield, somewhere down around the 36-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Actually at the 39.
Brousseau's played a real good season this year, but that one was just really not a smart play there. The ball was well out of Rosenthal's hands. It hit him late.
And he's out of the game. Brandon Williams checks in at that position. 1st down and 10, 6:21 on the clock here in the second. Rosenthal wants to throw again. Deep down the right side. Now he throws it quickly, and it's going to be caught and immediately dropped by Harmon after the catch. I thought Harmon might even jump the route for a moment.
Boy, Harmon came at full speed as ball was in the air, and as soon as it hit the hands of Montgomery, Harmon was right there. He had great closing speed.
So they'll mark it at the 31-yard line in Howe territory, a gain of 8. 2nd down and 2 coming up for Van Alstyne. Just under 6 minutes, 5:56, and here comes the train at Bulldog Stadium.
The official timeout looks like.
The officials are calling a timeout for.
Ain't for the train, is it?
Surely not for the train to go by. Have you ever seen this? I've been here a million times. The train goes by every game. There's never been an official timeout for the train to go by. I mean, really?
I mean, they're not. I don't know what they're talking right now at the 40-yard line, 39-yard line. So I don't know.
That cannot be the case.
Well, we're going to be waiting here a while. There's a lot of cars on that train.
That's a little soft, isn't it?
It is. Maybe they're not.
And now here we go.
I guess it's not the train.
I guess now that the horn is a few feet away, it's going to be okay. 2nd down and 2, 5:45. Maybe I'm missing something.
I don't get it.
Surely we're missing something. Rosenthal, high snap, brings it down, handoff near side. Carroll has to cut it inside, flag down again, and so is Carroll by Brandon Williams.
Waldron and Zach Smith got tangled up there a little bit after that. Looked like Walter maybe threw down Smith. I don't know if that would have been the flag, though.
Holding against Van Alstyne, and that apparently is going to be the only call, as Waldrop's body slam is going to be okay.
They're going to allow that. I'll tell you what, keep an eye on these snaps here. We've already seen one snap go over the head of Rosenthal. He's getting some snaps that are coming back pretty high and got some mustard on them.
So now they'll move the ball back past the 40 to the 41-yard line. A lot of penalties in tonight's game.
It looks sloppy.
Very sloppy, especially for your last game of the year. And second to the last for Van Alstyne, excluding the playoffs. 5:34 on the clock, 20-7. Van Alstyne leads here at Bulldog Stadium in the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. Rosenthal on 2nd down and 12 will look down at his wrist and get the play. A back on either side, he wants to throw. Right down the middle of the field, hammers it down. He's got Drellin at the 5. Drellin breaks the tackle of Thornton, and he's into the end zone. 41 yards on the touchdown from Rosenthal to Drellin, and it's been the Drellin show tonight.
And perfect placement by Rosenthal. A poster out there to Davis. Thornton was right there man on man and just placed it perfectly in the hands of Davis.
And it's 26-7 right now, and they're going to attempt another PAT. 5 plays on the drive and 63 yards. We'll set that up in a moment as Beckham is on for the PAT. Rosenthal to hold. The snap by Hunter. And the kick is a low and it's blocked. And the score will remain 26-7, unless there's another penalty flag out there. Anybody see one?
I don't see one right now.
All right, we're good.
Blocked by Harmon, too.
26-7, VA in the lead at Bulldog Stadium. 5:15 on the clock before half. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
This is attorney Kimberly Killebrew. I'm a Howe resident with 27 years experience practicing family law. I service the greater North Texas area, including Grayson, Collin, and Denton counties. Call 214-432-1595 to schedule a consultation to discuss your divorce, child support, custody, or family law needs. Mention this ad and you receive a free 15-minute phone conference. In-person appointments are available in Grayson County or our principal office in Plano, Texas.
Your hit exterior scoring drive replay, 5 plays, 63 yards for Van Alstyne, capped off by a 41-yard touchdown pass from Rosenthal to Draylon Davis, having a career game tonight. 26-7, Van Alstyne leads in the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. There's 5:15 left to go in the second quarter, and Van Alstyne fakes the Quail onside for the Tech Wave kickoff, and it'll be banged away by Bath. It'll be taken by Thornton near the goal line. Coming up the middle of the field, looking for a seam. Has a seam for a moment, bounces out, and now is going to be brought down hard at the 21-yard line. Van Alstyne did a nice job of recouping on that kickoff. As it looked for a moment, Jalen had a big seam up the right hash.
Monty, quick scoring update. I know Bulldogs need to take care of business tonight, but over in Bonham, Commerce leads Bonham. 6:26 left in the first half. 15-7.
Wow.
Still close. 15-7. Commerce on top of Bonham.
So Howe needs obviously a win tonight to even send away Hospice from their playoff hopes. And Howe has the ball at their own 22-yard line, 23-yard line. And this is going to be a handoff. First man through, Brandon Williams. And he had for a moment a big hole, and he goes down at the 30.
Yeah, had a split backfield there and give it to Thornton. Or I'm sorry, Williams. And Williams had a nice gaping hole there. Touchdown saving tackle by one of the Panthers.
So spot him at the 33, which is just short of a first down. And now whistles. And now they'll say first down. Go ahead and move the sticks. He got a better spot right there than I thought he was going to get. Williams, if he could have kept his feet, could have been still running. Or just now celebrating being done running. Haley under center. Handoff again. Williams, this time not much room. Back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10 from the 33.
They're trying to get Brandon Williams involved one way or another. Trying to force feed him the ball here tonight.
4:17 on the clock, and it is moving here in the second quarter.
Ideally, you would like to score here before the end of the half. As you said earlier, you get the ball back in the second half. So kind of like an NBA basketball, kind of a 2-for-1 here.
Definitely need points, and not 3, need 7. 26-7 right now, our score. Haley under center, I formation. And this is going to be a handoff to Thornton, and he's trying to spin, and it doesn't get much. Near the 35-yard line is where they'll mark it. So third down and about 8 coming up for Howe.
You know, one thing we haven't seen tonight is the draw on Van Alstyne offside and trying to go long down to Wyndon. We haven't seen that much tonight.
I sure hope Jason Langford's wife also has a heater, as she's sitting right next to him with, I don't see a heater, but Langford's got one near his face. That's not fair.
Not sharing it.
Come on, man. Third down and 8 3:17 on the clock. Haley goes back to the gun with Williams standing to his right. 2 receivers either side. Haley flushed down to the pocket, rolling right. Now throws it to Waldrip, and it's going to be caught, but only up for about 1 yard. And 4th down and 7 is coming up for Howe with 3:02 on the clock. Not close to midfield. This is obviously punt time for Howe, and a timeout's been called.
Looks like Van Alstyne's going to call a timeout, see if they get more possession.
We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back right after this.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
2:54 on the clock here in the second quarter. Howe trailing 26-7. Let's check down with Caroline Slauson. Caroline, they haven't given up, have they? Not sure if she can hear us down there.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
There you are.
No, they have not given up. Absolutely not.
Good.
Not these Bulldogs.
Good. 2:54 on the clock, and now Howe's going to have to punt this one away. Standing at about the 31-yard line is Drellin Davis for Van Alstyne to return the Jalen Thornton punt. It's been the Thornton and the Davis show. Wobbly kick near side, bounces at the 35 and goes towards Davis at the 30, but out of bounds. And they'll spot it at the 31. Say it went out just shy of the 30. So VA will take over at their own 31 with 2:48 left to go in the second quarter, and you know they're going to be trying to hammer it for points right here.
Yeah, 2:48 is a lifetime here for Van Alstyne. So this is up to this point. This is the most important possession for the Bulldogs. You don't want to go down, 32-7, 33-7 into the locker room.
Noah Campbell checks into the game at linebacker position, and now Howe's going to have to take a timeout because they had some substitution issues. They had personnel issues.
Coach Jay's not happy about that either.
They didn't have another cornerback on the other side of the field, so they were trying to find out where Jalen Thornton was, but he's on the bench having Ricky Yake look at either a leg, ankle, knee, something, but
that's not good.
It doesn't appear to be serious, as the coaching staff didn't know about it. So maybe he's going to be all right. Well, some kind of eye drops are going in his eyes here. Ricky Yake right now putting some kind of eye drop in his left eye. So Howe will send out Harmon, split out wide on Drellin Davis again. So look out there. And Leighton Elvington will cover Cam Montgomery, mano-y-mano. Down here at the bottom is Jordan Jones and Arturo Louder, the safety on the near side. Rosenthal looks and hands off to the near side. Mahan breaks a tackle, but he's only going to gain about 2 yards, and Noah Campbell falls on the pile a little bit late, and there's a flag down, and we'll see what that is.
I saw Campbell hit him there, Mahan, as he hit the ground. I thought it was maybe a tad late, but
I didn't think that was
enough for a flag.
No way. And it's going to be against Van Alstyne.
Okay. Call. Yeah, so it'll be against VA.
The only thing I could think of was surely they're not going to call a late hit on Campbell right there in that situation. I mean, it was just a tad bit late.
Well, and the reason we said that because it came out right when Campbell hit him, but it ends up being a holding on VA.
So back it up to the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. Thornton still out of the game. Rosenthal fakes the hand. One to throw it deep down the field. Throws it, and it's going to be caught. Wide open is Cam Montgomery. Got a lot of room. Near side 50, 40, 35, 30, 20, and finally knocked out of bounds by Arturo Louder at about the 16-yard line. Big play there, and Montgomery was wide open from the slot receiver position.
They had 2 slants going across the middle, Montgomery and Drellin Davis. You had to key in on Davis for sure, and Montgomery got open, and good block downfield by Davis there to help get in the way.
2:08 on the clock. Van Alstyne trying to punch it in right now at the 16-yard line. High snap, handoff, Mahan running right. looking for a block. Gets a great block on the right edge, and he's in. I believe he's in, and he is. Brusso got tackled, we understand, but no flag, and Van Alstyne has scored. 1:58 on the clock. Coach Jay is not very happy as Brusso was tackled on the play.
So the one thing you didn't want right now was a score at the end of the half and not to give you much time. You have about 2 minutes to go here to get the ball back. And VA's going for 2.
Rosenthal wants to throw. Right side, Davis in the end zone. That one is caught. 2-point conversion, but there's a flag down.
Boy, there are flags about every other play, it seems like.
It might be on Jaron Ing, we're told by the Blizzard.
Pass was complete.
If so, that'll be declined.
And it has been declined. So a 2-point conversion from Rosenthal
and we have a penalty
to
marked
Davis.
off against the Dogs.
So,
Another penalty flag.
and now
has been
Coach
thrown.
Jay has got a personal foul penalty against him.
Boy, they're not afraid to throw the flags tonight, for sure. And Coach Jay's going to get his money's worth now.
So we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnor Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnor Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnor Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnor Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnorBBQ.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
The hit exterior scoring drive recap for Van Alstyne. 2 plays, 69 yards. It was a 16-yard touchdown by Mahan to cap it off. And a 2-point conversion from Rosenthal to Drellin Davis to give us our new score. This one got out of hand quickly. 32-7 with 1:58 remaining before the half. It is 34-7, actually. You're right, 34-7.
They haven't changed that on the scoreboard.
Yeah, the scoreboard still says 32. It's 34 after the 2-point conversion.
Looks like we're going to have another kickoff that's from like the 30-yard line.
So
the Bulldog 30.
2 personal fouls there, and man, how many times? You don't see it very often where they kick off on the other side of the field, but this is twice in one game that Van Alstyne has kicked off in Howe territory.
2 personal fouls against the Bulldogs.
And again, the scoreboard is wrong. It's 34-7.
Personal conduct and then personal foul.
Again, Bulldogs need to be aware they can swift kick this, and you got to make sure you can handle it because they're going to be coming from a shorter distance, Van Alstyne. So you need to be able to sure you can secure it. If you get a return out of that, may be even better.
There's 1:58 on the clock before the half, and this is going to be a pooch kick near the end zone. A flag is down, and Arturo Lauder made a fair catch, and there's some extracurricular going on with J.C. Helpenstell and someone from Van Alstyne, but no flag. Now another late flag comes out.
Being thrown.
Helpenstell nailed a Panther. I didn't see who it was, but he hit somebody pretty good, and let's see what the flag is. There's a flag on the far side, and there's a flag here near the sidelines of Howe.
There was one thrown right as the ball was kicked off, so maybe an offsides on the kickoff, and then what appears to be a personal foul on the back end.
So see what they say here.
The officials are still talking about it, now pointing. Van Alstyne looks like they're going to re-kick.
Offside is the call
Coach Jay
against
with his hands, his arms crossed, and
unsportsmanlike
almost just
conduct,
walks
also
away
the
from the
call
official as
against
this,
the
I'm done talking to you.
Yeah,
almost turns his back on him, and now he does. Now he does just turn his back on him with his arms crossed. They called an unsportsmanlike penalty against Van Alstyne.
Bulldog ball at the 45-yard line.
So they fair caught it.
So Howe is going to have the football. After all that, they're going to have the football at the 45. So it works out in good favor for Howe. But Jalen Thornton is still not in the game right here. Haley in the gun, Brandon Williams to his right. Haley wants to throw. No, he hands it off to Williams. He's trying to break a tackle and does one, can't the other. He's going to actually be tackled for a loss of 2 yards back to the 43-yard line.
Loss of
That was a loss there for Brandon Williams, but yeah, there's whistles being blown and there's just pushing and shoving at the end.
I don't know if you noticed this, but the whistles are being blown immediately as soon as the play is, as soon as a knee is touched, they blow the whistle because they want this chippiness to stop.
Yeah.
Because they know the tempers are flaring and they want it to stop.
I wonder if the officials will say anything to either one of the captains or the coaches during halftime to say, let's everybody simmer down here a little bit.
2nd down and 12. Haley drops back, looking across the middle, fires it. Waldrop caught. He's knocked down hard at the first down marker, and another flag comes in. Haley was knocked down, and we may have roughing the passer there. It's a first down catch by Waldrop right at the marker at the 45, and he turns and he points.
Haley threw a dart there, and as he threw that ball on a rope, he got hit there behind the line of scrimmage, roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer against Van Alstyne.
Is the call against the Panthers.
Oh, no.
But a penalty against Howe will make it offset.
That will be
And they'll have to replay the down. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Unbelievable. So now they'll go back to the 43-yard line. It was a late hit chop block against Howe and a roughing the passer against Van Alstyne, and that wipes out the first down. Replay the down. 2nd down and 12 coming up. Clock is rolling under a minute. 56 on the clock. Howe with a 2nd down and 12, trying to milk it and make sure Van Alstyne doesn't get it back here. And they'll probably run the football, and they do. Hand off to Williams up the middle, and he skirts his way through for about 3 yards, crossing the 45 to the 46, setting up a 3rd down and 9. And if Van Alstyne had a timeout, I would imagine they would have called one right there, but there's been so many timeouts in this game, I'm not even sure that they have one in their pocket.
Yeah, I don't think they have one, so I think Howe's just trying to get out here and get in the locker room and regroup.
Howe does not have to snap it. There's 21 on the clock. There's 26 on the play clock. They come to the line of scrimmage as if they're going to run a play, and Haley is in the gun, and he gets it. He drops back 3 steps, looking deep down the field. Now he's flush, and now he's sacked. He does step up for a yard, but the ball at the 42-yard line, and I'm sure he was told there, hey, if you don't see it, just go down.
I'm about to say, because you throw an incomplete pass, the clock stops, but instead he goes and takes the sack, and the clock goes ahead and runs out, and we go to halftime. What a first half.
What a first half. 32-7, Van Alstyne in the lead. If you're looking at the scoreboard and thinking it's not a very good game, let me remind you, it's a rivalry game, and there's a lot of chippiness going on down there. I mean, we heard Snapchat was bad. It's even snappier out there right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of pushing and shoving at the end, all this stuff.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit scogginsfuneralhome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Old Howe Van Alstyne, it's a good rivalry. They had the rivalry back during the 40s from World War II. Went on back then. It was a good, clean rivalry. There was a little extracurricular activity went on before and after the game. Baseball, basketball, track.
Sometimes we get turned up at the coffee shop, but at Baker AC and Heating, we want to make sure your heat gets turned up or your AC gets turned down. Celebrating 50 years in business with all of our friends, not just the ones at the coffee shop. Still located on Highway 5. Come by and see us.
Welcome to the Old Men at the Coffee Shop Halftime Show, sponsored by Baker AC and Heating. Now here's Caroline Slauson, Justin White, and Blake Burnett.
There we are. I think we're good. Are you good? I can hear you. I think is there something with the headphones here? Yeah, I can only hear you out of one ear. Money, I think we're having some problems here. Just
To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Larry Mays. I'm the master plumber and the owner of Torque Plumbing in Howe, Texas. We do commercial and residential plumbing, everything from major construction of new restaurants to service plumbing calls to local citizens. We even service water heaters. We're located here in Howe off of Highway 75 at 102 South Collins Freeway. We're family owned and operated and are vested into the Bulldog community. Give us a call at 903-532-0525.
Mention this ad for free service calls.
Attention Bulldog Nation.
Come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players.
Go Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good, it's
Sonic good.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is
not that one over
locally
there.
owned
It's
and
not that,
operated.
those headphones
Services
there.
include major collision repairs with or without insurance
Those are
clearance,
yours?
minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and
wondered.
Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body
Oh,
in Howe,
headphones.
Texas.
Okay, we are back.
We had some
Well, didn't
just
that
a little
happen
bit of
last
difficulty
week?
there.
Didn't that happen last week? 25. Why do I keep saying 25? Because there's 25 minutes left. 32-7 is the score here at Bulldog Stadium. The Panthers on top of the Bulldogs. Y'all.
You'd think by the 10th game of the season we'd have this all down, but
Yeah, my bad. So, do we want to get Blizzard on here?
Yeah, let's get Blizzard on there. We'll
experience.
I think Blizzard's looking at some. So we'll have all three of us on here at the same time here.
You want a mic check?
Boundless.
Now try.
And ever expanding.
Is it on?
Is it on?
Transcendent.
That's your.
Of all limitations.
Okay. So we'll keep talking while we're doing this, but
There we are.
Oh,
I hear you now.
Okay.
There we are.
Mic
So we
check.
try to have all three of us at the same time.
Yo, maybe we should.
Show y'all.
Do what?
Let's rock and roll this halftime show.
All right.
All right. So thoughts on the first half here. 32-7 is the halftime score. Van Alstyne leads. It seemed like the second quarter Bulldogs may have thought it started getting something going here. They came within 14-7, but then just kind of an offensive explosion led by Draylon Davis there by Van Alstyne.
The wheels fell off the wagon in the second quarter. After it was 14-7, Howe was in the game, and then Draylon Davis show took over.
What's it like on the sidelines, Caroline? You were saying there's a lot going on down there.
Yeah, the coaching staff with this officiating crew, it's like Monty said, you hate to say this, but they are just not seeing eye to eye on really anything. There's several face mask calls that they think should be called, and they're not being called. Of course, the personal fouls down here. From what Blizzard said, I don't know if that was on air, from what everyone said on the sideline, it was that it really wasn't the Howe players. It was that Noah was getting punched. We saw how that ended up. It's just, and you never know. You never want to say, oh, it's just but it's just very chaotic because it's these penalties. It's one after another, after another, after another. It's going to be one of those another games where we're here till, what time.
Well, they're big penalties as far as a lot of personal fouls, and then there's some that are rough in the passer, or the one where they had I believe it was maybe a rough in the passer against Van Alstyne on Haley, and then the Bulldogs had a chop block, and so they negated it and just replayed the down. And so it's things like that. Penalties are coming at literally the most inopportune times.
Yeah, and was that the drive in the first quarter where it was we were down here and our Louder had ended up intercepting the ball, but that was just penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty.
What were you saying, Blake?
The penalties are the killers, but Van Alstyne's passing attack tonight has been the real story of the game in my eyes, because the Howe Bulldogs just can't stop the pass tonight.
Well, and one thing you were saying, saying I don't know if it was off air or maybe in our ear there, was with Draylon Davis, they haven't put a safety over. They've just been letting him go one-on-one with Harmon and with Thornton, and he's winning a lot of those battles, so they're not giving him any help. They're just letting him go.
I don't understand why it's just one-on-one with him. He showed that he can beat you twice on big plays tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You got to show the kid respect and put a safety over the top.
Yeah, and as far as the pass rush, they've been able to they haven't been able to really put a lot of pressure on them. They did it a little early on there, but they've been doing a pretty good job there of blocking Waldrop and Brusso on the ends. I would think a pass rush would be something they need to do in the second half.
The pass rush, Stephen Waldrop and Brusso have both had shots on the quarterback, but they're getting kind of held, and there's no penalties being called. I mean, Van Alstyne's been called for holding twice tonight. It could be like 10 times at least, especially on the two ends tonight. But that's a story for a different day.
Well, what do you think the adjustments that are being made in the locker room right now?
The adjustment I would be making if I was the coaches, we'd have a safety over the top, as we already talked, on Davis's side. And we wouldn't be running so much man coverage. I feel like the Imano is not working for us because Draylon Davis is just the best athlete on the field tonight. And usually Jalen Thornton is the best athlete, but not tonight.
And I would think offensively, they've been trying to do a little bit of to Thornton, but I'd like to see Thornton get the ball a lot more in the second half. I think they just need to ride him out as much as they can.
It feels like they're trying to grind Brandon Williams out a little too much tonight, and we're getting 2 to 3 yard pops, and we need big plays tonight. What
we haven't seen either is as much of Caden Harmon, getting him involved offensively, maybe on the tunnel screens or on even run the ball. Just haven't got the ball a lot of touches for him.
We are yet to run a tunnel screen, or Howe is yet to run a tunnel screen tonight. Now that you say that, I see that.
Yeah, that's kind of been their bread and butter all season long.
Well, guys, let's take a break. We'll come back with scores around the area. One in particular we're looking close at tonight. I know, maybe do some stats on the first half, and we'll continue this discussion. 32-7, the Panthers on top of Howe here at Bulldog Stadium. We'll be right back on Howe Enterprise.
Howe went to Van Alstyne, and they had trees on each side of the sidewalk where the bus unloaded, and they took a binding twine and a bunch of rib bones and tied them together between the trees, and they had a big old boy here and a big old boy at Van Alstyne plate, and they put a great big old rib bone out of a cow right in the middle and put his name on it.
Sometimes we get turned up at the coffee shop, but at Baker AC and Heating, we want to make sure your heat gets turned up or your AC gets turned down. Celebrating 50 years in business with all of our friends, not just the ones at the coffee shop. Still located on Highway 5. Come by and see us.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnor Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnor Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnor Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnor Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnorBBQ.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Howe Van Alstyne, it's a good rivalry. They had the rivalry back during the 40s from World War II. Went on back then. It was a good, clean rivalry. There was a lot of little extracurricular activity went on before and after the game. Baseball, basketball, track.
Sometimes we get turned up at the coffee shop, but at Baker AC and Heating, we want to make sure your heat gets turned up or your AC gets turned down. Celebrating 50 years in business with all of our friends, not just the ones at the coffee shop. Still located on Highway 5. Come by and see us.
Welcome back to the Old Men at the Coffee Shop halftime show, sponsored by Baker AC and Heating. Now here's Caroline Slauson, Justin White, and Blake Burnett.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. The Howe High School band getting ready to come out onto the field, and we should mention, probably you already know, but they advanced to the state competition, state finals. That will be this coming up week. They'll leave Tuesday, play Wednesday, get their results, and come back Thursday. That's going to be in San Antonio, so we wish them luck. They're amazing, and they put in a lot of hard work. So,
it is,
so
yeah.
Good for them. Looking at some scores around the area, Denison playing in Lovejoy tonight, 24-17. The Yellow Jackets on top of the Leopards on the road, almost fourth quarter in that game.
Wow.
Sherman playing Mesquite tonight in Mesquite, 35-14. The Bearcats on top of the Wranglers again, almost the fourth quarter. No, I'm sorry, they just started third. I'm sorry, in that one. And Anna playing their last game at home tonight against the Argyle Eagles, which I believe are ranked number one.
Yep.
And, well, my score just went away, but that score is 21-6 at half.
Okay, stay hanging in there.
Yeah.
Commerce, the score we're looking at here, if Howe is able to make a miraculous comeback and win this game, the score we're looking at is Commerce and Bonham. 29-14, Commerce leads Bonham at the half. Also in the district, Rains in the second quarter up 42-6 on Lone Oak. Pottsboro is off tonight.
Tom Bean playing in Trenton tonight, 14 all tied up at 14 third quarter, just the beginning of that, 11 minutes, 51 seconds left with that. Whitewright and Bells tonight, 14-7, the start of the third quarter there. Bells on top of Whitewright at home tonight.
A couple scores over there in District 6. This will be the district that this district will be playing with, Pottsboro and Rains and Van Alstyne, and then probably, depending on how things go, if Commerce gets in there. But Eustis trailing Malakoff 42-0. Malakoff probably end up winning that district. Kemp over A+ Academy 26-0, and Dallas Madison defeats Life School Oak Cliff. That was last night, 55-18. And that's going to be again the district that District 5 will end up playing the teams there.
Did you do the Lone Oak Rain score?
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I have if you've already done that one.
Yep. Let's take another break.
All right. Take another break. We will come back with stats around for this game, and then maybe a trip down memory lane with old Monty Walker. We'll be right back at Bulldog Stadium.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
Welcome back to the Old Men at the Coffee Shop halftime show, sponsored by Baker AC and Heating. Now here's Caroline Slauson, Justin White, and Blake Burnett.
Well, we are at the half, and the band's about to start their show, which is going to be a good one because they are state qualifiers, and they're going to be participating Wednesday at the state finals, and that's going to be fun down in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome. We'll try to go down there and take a lot of pictures for you. Hey, let's switch headphones right here and hand it to the Blizzard, and he'll give you some stats.
All right.
All right, Blake, you got us?
Yeah, I got us.
Go ahead and hit us up.
We'll start with the Van Alstyne stats as they are leading the Howe Bulldogs 34-7 at the half. Timothy Rosenthal, 9 for 11 for 273 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Jake Carroll adds 5 carries for 22 yards and a touchdown. Draylon Davis has 4 catches for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jaden Mahon, 4 carries, 24 yards and a touchdown. Cam Montgomery, 4 catches for 107 yards. So Van Alstyne's quarterback at 273 and has 2 receivers over 100 yards in the first half, with Montgomery and Davis both over 100 yards. We will go to Howe. Austin Haley, 6 of 9 passing, 75 yards and a touchdown. Also has an interception. Rosenthal also has an interception I did not speak about there. Jalen Thornton has 5 carries for 12 yards in the first half. He also adds 4 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. Colby Winden has 1 catch for 27 yards. Brandon Williams has 9 carries for 21 yards. J.C. Helpenstell has 5 tackles tonight, and for the first time this year, he's not our leading tackler at the half. Caden Harmon has 7 tackles to lead the Bulldogs in the half, and Arturo Lauder adds the 1 interception for the Bulldogs. Draylon Davis has the interception for Van Alstyne tonight.
You know, I noticed with the stats, you're talking about 2 100-yard receivers for Van Alstyne. You know, they come in averaging more rushing yards than they were passing. And so, even though we knew Davis was a big threat downfield.
The big plays have been there with Davis on the outside, and Cam Montgomery is carving up the middle of the field for Van Alstyne through the air as well. Yep. I was expecting Van Alstyne to run the ball tonight, and it's really been the passing attack that has helped them get to this big lead.
And maybe one of the things that they looked at was saw that the Bulldogs were keying in on the run, and went downfield and saw the single coverage there on the outside there with Davis and Montgomery.
The single coverage has been Achilles' heel tonight, and Van Alstyne's taking advantage of what they see on the field.
So, all right, we'll see what happens here in the second half. 34-7 is our score. We'll be back here in just a few minutes, and we'll have some stories from Monty.
This is attorney Kimberly Killebrew. I'm a Howe resident with 27 years experience practicing family law. I service the greater North Texas area, including Grayson, Collin, and Denton counties. Call 214-432-1595 to schedule a consultation to discuss your divorce, child support, custody, or family law needs. Mention this ad and you receive a free 15-minute phone conference. In-person appointments are available in Grayson County or our principal office in Plano, Texas.
Oh, Howe Van Alstyne, it's a good rivalry. They had the rivalry back there in the 40s from World War II. Went on back then. It was a good, clean rivalry. There was a little extracurricular activity went on before and after the game. Baseball, basketball, track.
Sometimes we get turned up at the coffee shop, but at Baker AC and Heating, we want to make sure your heat gets turned up or your AC gets turned down. Celebrating 50 years in business with all of our friends, not just the ones at the coffee shop. Still located on Highway 5. Come by and see us.
Welcome back. We are. I said you would bring us back. Go ahead. No, you got it. Go.
Well, welcome back to Bulldog Stadium, 34-7 here at the half. So, Monty, what year did you graduate?
92.
92. I was.
Don't be confused. Oh, don't start
Just
that.
kidding. 3. I was 3 though. It's fine.
You were 3.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? And
Not anymore.
I'm hoping I'm not putting you on the spot because if you don't, we have not prepped. Do you know why did they choose a spike? Do you know that?
I can tell you that because I was a big part of that.
You were?
Yeah. So I did Sherman and Denison broadcasts for many years from 94 to 2003. So 10 seasons I did Sherman and then Denison. So I was a part of a lot of Battle of the Axes. And that's so cool. It was always week 10 back in the day. And, both communities, it was good for not only, it was just good for community spirit. And you know how it is.
Oh, yeah. They're a lot of fun.
So, and I thought, man, Howe and Van Alstyne kind of have a micro version of that. And it'd be really cool if they had something to play for.
Yeah.
So I took that and I got with the Van Alstyne leader. They had a guy by the name, I think his name was Jeff Wood, and we talked to each other about, hey, wouldn't it be cool if da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
So we found some people to actually fund it and purchase this big old massive spike. The trophy is 3 foot tall. It has the spike mounted on the front of it, and we painted it silver. And I don't remember how we came up with a silver spike. I know it was because of the railroad connected both towns. And so we came up with the name Silver Spike, and that was in 2001, before the 2001 season. Howe had just won in 2000. So my thought was, okay, this will be a back and forth thing. This will be great. It's kind of fun. And then lo and behold, the first time it's presented was to Van Alstyne in 2001, and they've had it ever since.
Wow.
I mean, if I'd have known that,
way to go.
I wouldn't have done the dadgum thing.
Well, it is interesting because it is, if you have ever been, even if you're not from Sherman or Denison, the Battle of the Axe really is,
it's
you
amazing.
hear the hype.
It really is amazing.
It really is. Even if you've never been to a Sherman or Denison game, which was my case, I worked at the same stations you did, worked with the same football crews you did, and I worked with Denison first, then Sherman, and it really is just what the hype is. It really is. And so
but when I was doing Sherman and Denison, you were like 5.
Yeah,
right?
something
6.
like that. Maybe. No, I was a little older. Like 12. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. But coming here and being from here, even now, you know how you just don't like Van Alstyne.
Yeah, it's
and I don't know why.
It's just that rivalry thing.
Yeah.
You just we didn't like them in school, and we kind of did what Van Alstyne did tonight. in '89, we warmed up on this field.
Which is, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, that was a Coach Fryer psyche thing.
It's
and,
good.
And we got on the field and we did our warm-ups, and I remember it just like it was yesterday. It was kind of odd because here we are warming up on our home field in our jerseys.
A little different.
And nobody's in the stands. There's no band, but we're in full uniform going through our normal workout. And then we load the bus, and the fans had waited on us to leave. So they were here in the parking lot, and as soon as we got on the bus and we took off for Van Alstyne, the fans were behind us, the parents and everybody, and the band and everybody. The band might have been there early. I don't remember. But I do remember looking at the back side of the bus, looking out the back window, and nothing but a line of cars with headlights, and it was like the Field of Dreams, and it gave you goosebumps, and you thought, there's no way we're going to lose this football game tonight. And that's what we did in '89, and 30 years later, that's what Van Alstyne did tonight. They warmed up on their field. I'm sure they had the headlights and the Field of Dreams issue behind them, and it's a chilling feeling. And then we played them here my junior year. I played them at Van Alstyne my junior year and barely got beat there 12-6. And then we played them my senior year here, and both teams were really good, and they beat us 13-3 if I remember right. And they had a kid named Toby No, and he was a world-class sprinter. And we were down around this end zone down here. We had them trapped on their own 1 or 2 yard line, and No is fast as lightning. And they put me from linebacker as a defensive end on the left edge to try to seal that edge. And No was so fast, he just ran right past me on for about 99 yards for a touchdown.
I feel like what Fuzz or Caden just did.
Yeah, it was
heartbreaking.
It was bad. So, and then we played them in the playoffs. The only time Howe and Van Alstyne has ever met in the playoffs was my senior year. That was at Plano Clark Stadium, and they got off to it was 30-8, but it was a really close game until the very end. So I don't have a lot of really good memories about Van Alstyne, to be honest with you. Now, in baseball, it's a different story. We beat them like a drum. They were ranked third. We were ranked first. And every time we had a battle with Van Alstyne, we always beat them. So there's that. There's baseball.
What's something to say about it is even though, for the past however many years we haven't won, it's still fun. Every year, it's still fun.
You worry though, is there too much for these kids? Can they handle that? Because it's a different age. We knew of the players back then. We knew because we played against them since we were kids. But the difference is we didn't have Snapchat.
Yeah.
We didn't have Twitter. We couldn't trash talk with our opponents, just hours before the game. And I think that's dangerous. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure that's a situation that we really should be getting into. We're going to take a quick timeout. I think Mr. Shank is up there. I think he's going to try to come down. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and it's almost football time in Texas. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
Attention Bulldog Nation.
Come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m.
Oh.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players.
Go Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good, it's
Sonic good.
You win the most.
Welcome back. We are at the half, but we're almost ready for football as the Bulldogs are going to be receiving the football to start the second half here at the 57th Battle of the Silver Spike. It's 34-7. It got out of hand a little bit towards the end of the first half as it was 8-0 to begin with Van Alstyne on top, with a Monsier touchdown, a 1-yard touchdown. And then Van Alstyne scored on a 11-yard Monsier touchdown. Actually, Carroll scored the first one. Monsier scored the second one to make it 14-0. And then Haley threw a swing pass out to Thornton for 18 yards, and Thornton did a lot of the work. And Howe got to within 14-7, and then 20-7 on a Rosenthal to Davis pass, and then 26-7 on a Rosenthal to Dalen pass, and then 34-7 moments later. Here's an onside kick to start the second half. Howe, I think, got back on it. I think at 34-7, and that's an onside kick. That's a rivalry right there.
Right there, Helpenstein able to fall on that barely. I mean, he hit him, caromed off of him, and he was able to jump back on it. So good field position by the Bulldogs. But yeah, that's a going for the nail in the coffin there.
Man alive, that's a hey. We're gonna be up 34-7 and kick an onside kick to start the second half. My oh my.
No love lost.
No love lost. All right, so Howe has the ball with 11:47 remaining in the second half. We're just underway. I'm trying to write at the same time and talk. That doesn't work out very well. Here's a handoff to Williams, straight up the middle. He's got a seam. He's met after 9 yards and surges forward. He's going to go straight down right there at 9-yard pickup inside the 40 to the 37-yard line, perhaps.
I like when they do that. They get an I formation and then just give it to the first man through, Williams, and it's just very quickly. And before you even know it, he's 5 yards up the field. In that case, he got up to 9 yards, second down and short.
It's a little bit. I don't know whether it's cold, but my pen's not writing very well. So second down and 1. 11:07 as we're just underway here in the third. Handoff. Thornton, right side, cuts it out, and he's got a first down and more. Spinning out of a tackle inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. And they'll move the sticks.
I don't know if that was kind of a counter or what, but they had a split backfield and gave Thornton just went right around that right tackle there. And got enough for the first down, and Bulldogs offense is moving here early on. They need a score right here right from the beginning.
They'll spot it at the 29-yard line. Right to left goes Howe towards the north end zone. This is a wing T formation. Haley under center, handoff first man through Williams. He finds a seam for about 2 yards perhaps. And it'll bring up second down and 8.
They've been doing that here this possession. You're getting that, like you said, that wing T look, Thornton and Williams back there, and kind of going back and forth here, giving it to Thornton, giving it to Williams, and each time they've been able to get some positive yardage.
Second down and 7. Hey, we've made it almost 2 minutes, and there's no flags.
Got to be a record tonight.
No personal fouls or anything. Haley in the pistol formation. Thornton behind him. Handoff Thornton, right guard, brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of about 4. Third down and 10 coming up. That one did not work.
Try to get to it quickly, but there, Jaden Mahan coming from that linebacker position. You get Mahan, Monsier, and Dalton McClaslin in there. And it's like Van Der Esch, Sean Lee, and Jalen Smith over there, three good linebackers.
Yeah, they are. Third down and 11 coming up. 9:35 on the clock here in the third. Haley fakes the hand, wants to throw down the middle of the field, and Harmon is right there. He goes up for it, comes down with it in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. 9:25 on the clock, and Howe answers on their first drive of the second half.
You need a quick score right there. The Panthers have been going all night long, going to their big play receiver in Draylon Davis. Bulldogs answer that with a long touchdown pass to Caden Harmon with their big play.
It's a Haley's Comet in the end zone. His 14th touchdown pass.
Does he pass anybody there, or is he still in it? Still
7th all time. Here's Flores for the PAT, and that one is good. And Howe is now trailing by 20, 34-14 with 9:25 left to go in the third. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
Monty, now that we're off the air, let's talk about something important. When's your birthday?
That's an interesting question. It's in May.
Did you know that Bucksnor Barbecue will give you a free birthday buffet?
What?
All you got to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnor Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They'll even include the drink.
Well, we're going to my parents for my birthday.
Well, Bucksnor Barbecue will keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
Hey, I'll even go to Van Alstyne for that.
Bucksnor Barbecue is located in downtown Van Alstyne. BucksnorBBQ.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
The deep tech wave kickoff is going to be taken at about the 10-yard line. Cam Montgomery is slung down around the 30, and Howe with good coverage on the tech wave kickoff brings up our hit exterior scoring drive recap. 3 plays, 47 yards for Howe, and it was a 30-yard Haley's Comet to Caden Harmon, which brings our new score 34-14, 9:25 remaining in the third quarter. And with the touchdown, Austin Haley passes Andre, no, he had already passed Andre. We'll get back to that. Now he's tied with Andre Liss at the moment for touchdown passes. He moves ahead of him, obviously, with the first touchdown of the night. And here's a carry by Jake Carroll coming around the near side. From left to right, bounces out of one tackle and is slung down at about the 35-yard line. Getting off the pile is Hunter Brusso. So Haley passes Andre Liss tonight with his first touchdown pass, and he tied Josh Ferris with his second touchdown pass. No. He tied Ferris with his first one and moved ahead of Ferris with his second one. Here's whistles before this play can get underway.
Well, now we got a flag.
Flag thrown before the play, before the snap.
Ball start against Van Alstyne.
Next up on the list for Austin Haley for career touchdown passes is Clint Grogan, who had 15 career touchdown passes. Haley would catch him with his next one.
And that's career, not season.
Career. Third down, and here's Monsier, the left side, looking for some room on the outer edge, has a lane, and is going to be close to a first down, but not enough as he crosses the 42-yard line.
We got backed up there on that false start and able to make a little bit of it back there on that run by Monsier, so they bring up third and short. Bulldogs have found themselves in a hole, so they need to get a stop right here and get the ball back.
Third down from the 41-yard line. 9 yards shy of midfield, but only 2 yards shy of a first down. Rosenthal in the gun with 2 by him. And he's going to hand off to 1 by him as Monsier close to a first down. I'm not sure he got it.
I don't think.
No, the sticks are already moving. And I guess they are going to move them, yep.
It's like the sticks move before the referees
exactly
called it a first down.
Ball spotted at the 44. With the nose touching the 44. 7:36 on the clock and rolling here in the third. It's 34-14, VA in the lead over Howe. Bulldogs trying to get a stop right here and punch it in the end zone, make it a quick game again. Double covered on Drellin this time. Rosenthal back to pass, deep over the middle, and this was going to be almost intercepted, but the ball was nearly caught somehow. And I think that might have been Montgomery in the slot who tried to go for the catch. It was Arturo Lauder in coverage. But we talked about in halftime, and the Blizzard brought this up. Blake Burnett, our statistician, at halftime said he didn't like the mano-a-mano at all, that he thought he needed some help on Draylon Davis, and that's what they're doing right now. Jalen Thornton is up on Davis, and Harmon is kind of shadowing behind, so it's almost 2-on-1. So second down and 10 here, and Rosenthal's going to hand off near side. Jake Carroll trying to turn the corner and does, and it's going to be a first down run to the 30 or 46-yard line on the Howe side of the field, but there's a flag down, and Mr. Erzagleski himself says it's against Van Alstyne.
Penalty flag has been
Job block there below the waist. That's going to be a big penalty.
Is the call against the Panthers.
So they'll drop it back really big because they're going to be close to a first down there on that run.
We saw an agitated Kevin Wilson up here at the half. From all the penalties that was taking place down there, he was not real happy about the chippiness that was going on the field. Or didn't seem that way anyway. Didn't say anything. Just didn't seem very happy about the situation. Ball at the 34 now after the 10-yard penalty.
It was tense, to say the least. There
Very tense in the first half. 6:58 on the clock here in the third. And now Van Alstyne with a second down and 21. Rosenthal, high snap, goes over his head. Brousseau chasing, and Rosenthal falls on it inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Now look out. This is the exact same scenario that Van Alstyne was faced with earlier. It was second down and about 35, and they threw the deep ball to Davis, and here they are in the same situation.
Now they're going to have double covers there on Davis, or at least to have the safety over this time with Harmon. But look out for Montgomery, though. Montgomery's a big play receiver as well.
It's one-on-one with Arturo Lauder in the slot covering Cam Montgomery. There's 2 men in the backfield flanking Rosenthal. And he gets it, and he wants to throw. Looking right down for Montgomery. He's hit as he throws. The ball's on the ground. And the Panthers are able to recover.
Nice pressure by the
And they are going to punt on fourth down. And you're going to have to get, near downtown to pick up this first down.
Was that Waltrip that got the sack?
I think it was Harrington that was there.
It's coming over that right side there. I guess, Harrington on the interior there, but somewhere from his backside was able to get him right before he's ready to cock back and throw that.
Ball at the 10-yard line. And Davis to punt. Left-footed punter. High punt. Not going to make it to midfield. Arturo Lauder takes it to the 45. Spins out of a tackle at the 40 and goes down right there near the sideline. And Howe's got great field position at the Van Alstyne 40 to start it. And Haley buckles his helmet and starts walking out there.
All right, good defensive stand there by the Bulldogs. Allowed maybe one first down there on that, and put him back behind the sticks, and got the fumble there, and caused them to go back even farther and punt from deep in their own territory, which gave them the ball in Panther territory at the 40-yard line.
In the second half, Howe started at the Van Alstyne 47 a moment ago on the first drive and scored. Now they start at the Van Alstyne 42. First and 10, right to left goes Howe towards the north end zone. And a fumbled snap is picked up by Brandon Williams. And it looks like it might be a false start. The right side of the offensive line moved just a little bit too soon.
Yep, it's going to be false start against the
Bulldogs.
So they'll back that one up near midfield at the 45.
You notice, Monty, they're coming out again in that wing T formation. Got Williams and Thornton back there side by side. They're in the backfield. Haley under center, Wyndon out on this near side here, out wide.
And Caden Harmon is the slot, just off the line of scrimmage on the other side of the tight end Waldrop. Wing T look. And Haley on the buck sweep to the right side. Thornton trying to break it out, and he's jumping over defenders to the 37-yard line. Give him the 36, a nice run by Thornton.
That's the second time they've done that on the right side there and got positive yardage with Thornton using that speed, able to just get around the edge there and get on the outside and get a good field position or good run there on that play there. So
second down and about 6 or 7 for the Bulldogs.
So they had to see something there in the first half with that.
Wyndon sprints out near side, hurries up to the line of scrimmage. It's still a wing T formation from the 36-yard line. Second down and 7. This is going to be a handoff to Williams straight up the middle. He has to bounce it out to the right side, rolling down, and he looks like he has a first down, but a flag is thrown at the end of the play.
Good job there by Williams. He looked like he was going to be down and broke it outside, and we saw some speed there by Williams. And let's see what the flag is.
And the play is going to be against Howe. It's going to be a holding against Howe. It was initially supposed to be a trap up the middle, but nothing was there, and Williams bounced it out to the right and turned the corner. If he didn't have the first down, he was very close, but a spot foul is going to move them back quite a ways. Let's see where they end up putting this football. It's going to be against Howe. And they'll spot it at the 44-yard line. So if Howe's going to try to get back in this football game, they got to stop making mistakes. You have to play almost perfect from here on out if you're going to do it.
We saw the first couple plays there. We didn't see any flags here of the second half, but now all of a sudden it's starting to get flag happy again.
Now back to the I formation. And now almost to a wing, and now back to the I. As Thornton didn't know what to do, and now Howe calls a timeout.
Oh, man.
We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back right after this.
Timeout has been called by.
To compete at the highest level, you need reliable teammates to share the load, strong leadership, and unquestionable character. It's true in athletics, and it's true with financial services. At Independent Bank, we understand success on the field is a result of unseen hours of hard work and preparation long before the first whistle. Visit any of our branches, and you'll find local bankers invested in the community, committed to building strong business partnerships and helping families reach their financial goals. Independent Bank is proud to be a part of Howe Student Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Larry Mays. I'm the master plumber and the owner of Torque Plumbing in Howe, Texas. We do commercial and residential plumbing, everything from major construction of new restaurants to service plumbing calls to local citizens. We even service water heaters. We're located here in Howe off of Highway 75 at 102 South Collins Freeway. We're family owned and operated and are vested into the Bulldog community. Give us a call at 903-532-0525.
Mention this ad for free service calls.
Second down and about 14 for Howe. I formation. Haley goes under center. Williams and Thornton rolling out right, wants to throw. It's caught by Williams, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds after maybe about a 5 or 6 yard gain. So setting up a third and perhaps about 9 or 10 here.
Good job there on the play. Actually, he avoided Jaden Mahan, who was coming through and almost got a hand on him and able to avoid pressure and then get it out to Williams for a little bit of positive yardage. So back to the original line of scrimmage now, 3rd and 10.
3 receivers come to the near side, including Jalen Thornton and Caden Harmon. Wyndon split out wide to the left. And Haley drops back, 3 steps, looks left. Now flushed out, he's hit hard, brought down hard. And he gets up at the 46-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down and punt time.
Pretty good coverage stack there. It was downfield, good coverage there. He moved up in the pocket trying to find somebody, but they, as I said, they had good coverage there. The pocket just collapsed on him. So a missed opportunity by the Bulldogs.
So with 3:17 on the clock, Howe's going to have to punt it back to Van Alstyne, as Thornton will stand with his heels on the 42-yard line and now move up to the 43 on the Howe side of the field. The snap is good, and the kick is a pretty good one. Line drive kick near the near front end zone corner. It's going to be down by Jordan Jones at about the 7-yard line.
Number 2, Jalen Thornton.
Nice kick by Thornton.
Down inside the
real quick, Bonnie, look at that Commerce bottom score. Commerce is pulled ahead 36-14. That's in the 3rd quarter.
You know, we were talking at the half, how tragic would it be if Bonham was be able to pull off the upset and Howe couldn't pull off the upset here. You know, that would be somewhat, well, that would be tragic. Let's just say tragic. So it's 1st and 10 for Van Alstyne, deep in their own territory at the 7-yard line. High snap, Rosenthal brings it down, hands off Mahan, running left tackle. He's got a little seam, now he's got a big seam, middle of the field, now right hash. He's got the 40, it's a foot race to midfield. He's got the 40, he's got the 30, he's got the 20. The freshman is being run down by Jordan Jones, and he's not going to make the tackle. Into the end zone goes Mahan for 93 yards.
That's a freshman for you. That's a freshman running back there, 93 yards. You put him deep in their own territory. They give it to one of their good backs, and they'll take it all the way down.
So Van Alstyne leaps up to 40 on the scoreboard, awaiting this PAT or 2-point conversion or whatever they try to do. Head coach Michael Miller is now going to elect to bring his kicker onto the field. Miller is 74-44 at Van Alstyne. He replaced Brian Polk back in 2009. Here's the kick, and it's going to be, I don't believe that was good. No indication. We've seen no indication. We've seen no signal. Come on, guys. I guess it's no good.
I think it is no good. He did say no good.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Attention Bulldog Nation.
Come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players.
Go Bulldogs, fight! Bulldogs win, win, win! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good, it's
Sonic good.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
Welcome back. There's 2:44 on the clock left to go in the third quarter, and Van Alstyne has just scored again, this time a 93-yard run. Man alive, by the freshman, Jaden Mahan. And that ups the score 40-14. The PAT was no good. And your Tech Wave kickoff is just about ready to be teed up. That was your hit exterior scoring drive recap. They do an interesting thing over here. Now, Van Alstyne, they have Danny Kern tee it up. But he doesn't do the kicking, which is odd.
It's like a decoy.
Yeah, Beckham does the kicking, so you would think Beckham would want it teed up himself. But Kern tees it, and Beckham kicks it. But there's an offsides against Van Alstyne. We're going to have to open that door. I just can't. It's too hot in here. And I know it's cold outside, but it's really hot in here. Maybe we should open maybe we should just leave that open. What do you think?
It gets hot and it gets cold in here, I think.
Yeah, we leave the door open and it gets cold, but it's so hot.
Looks like that was a delay of game on the
Delay of game call
Van Alstyne, so drop back 5.
So they'll tee it up from the 35-yard line. And again, the strange thing is Kern tees it up, and now Beckham will kick it. 2:44 on the clock. And here's a deep kick. Going to go down to Caden Harmon at the 26-yard line. Trying to make his way near midfield. Runs a lot and is going to be finally drugged down by about 3 Panthers at the 37-yard line.
Well, you go back out there now. You don't give up. Still a lot of football left to be played. You know, especially for these seniors here. This is their last game here at this field, so you want to at least try to maybe make this thing respectable.
I think they'll give him the 38. Nope, 37. So Howe from their own 37-yard line. 2:34 left to go in the third. Howe trails 40-14. You're getting to where you need miracle time right here. Just hammer it every play, perhaps.
Go long and see what happens.
We'll see what happens. They've been successful. Harmon's had a long touchdown catch of 30 yards. Waldrop was able to draw the penalty flag. And this is going to be Haley wanting to throw it deep down. Hammer it down right side looking for Harmon. It's going to be caught. He caught it at the 30. And he surges forward to about the 25-yard line. The cornerback fell down. And Harmon had to come back for it like a center fielder.
Yeah, you called it right there. Just go long there. And yeah, he had to come back for it. Sebastian Crum in defense there fell down. And that was just enough for Harmon to go up there and grab it and get a little bit after the catch.
Shotgun for Haley. Williams stands a little bit to his side. And this is going to be a handoff to Thornton on the jet sweep near side. He has a seam. He's flipped end over end inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. A pretty good gain of somewhere around 8 yards.
He had a
9 yards.
He had a crease right there. I thought he was going to go to the house on that.
I thought he was too.
But a touchdown saving tackle there at the end.
9 yards to the 16. A minute 51 and rolling on the clock here in the third. Coach Simmons walking on the sidelines, kind of just with his head down a little bit, walking towards the south end zone. Play is going on, but Coach Simmons is not watching. He's thinking about something else. Haley on the handoff to Williams. Left side met at the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there. Coach Simmons turns around and now looks to see what's going on. I'd like to know what Coach Simmons is thinking right there.
It's going through his head right now.
Can I please lift that trophy one day? Ball at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, that's been something that's been talked about, is whether or not will this game continue to go on after this season.
There's a strong possibility that it will not keep going. Haley wants to throw. Swing pass near side. Caught. Arturo Louder on the bubble screen to the middle of the field. Escaping tacklers down to near the 5-yard line.
That tunnel, that middle screen that we've been waiting to see all night long, we finally see it. He gets positive yardage, get it to Arturo Louder, and able to get in space, and Bulldogs are running up the line here.
Haley quickly under center. Handoff. Thornton straight up the middle. And Van Alstyne stops him just inside the 5.
Bulldogs do what they've always done when they get a big hit like that, a big yardage, big yard gainer. They hurry up into the line there, and this time they're going to slow it down.
For the past 2 weeks, we've not been able to see the free play. Haley loves to get them off sides to jump off sides and then hammer it down. We've not seen Howe be able to do that in the past 2 contests. Full house backfield. The pistol formation now. Waldrop moves out of the backfield. Handoff. Thornton, left side, trying to bang his way close to the goal line. He's going to be down at around the 1. It's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 1.
Short down on the play. 3rd down.
That's the end. That's it.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one. We'll be right back.
Into the 3rd quarter.
Oh, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. That's the 2nd time we've done that. All right, we're paying attention. We'll be right back.
This is attorney Kimberly Killebrew. I'm a Howe resident with 27 years experience practicing family law. I service the greater North Texas area, including Grayson, Collin, and Denton counties. Call 214-432-1595 to schedule a consultation to discuss your divorce, child support, custody, or family law needs. Mention this ad and you receive a free 15-minute phone conference. In-person appointments are available in Grayson County or our principal office in Plano, Texas.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Well, it's 40-14, and Howe's going to have the ball 3rd down and goal from inside the 1, or right at the 1, I guess. And let's check down with Caroline Slauson. We haven't done that. We missed her the whole 3rd quarter. So, Caroline, what you got?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there you go. Uh-oh, now. Now we got you.
I'm being told to hustle. Come on, girl.
Okay, here we go with Jalen Thornton and the Wildcat, and he's going to be knocked backwards for about 5 yards.
I don't know about that, Monty.
So back to the 6-yard line, and Howe's got a 4th and goal from the 6, or will they give him forward progress and put it down at the 5? We'll see. No, back to the 6.
So you're at the 2-yard line, 3rd and goal, and you go in the Wildcat.
Well, it was the 1-yard line.
1-yard line, and you go in the Wildcat. I don't know.
So Haley with Williams to his right, 2 receivers to either side. We thought we were going to have another coach on the sidelines tonight. Maybe we'll talk about that here in a moment. 11:18 to go in the game. Haley wants to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, throws across the middle, and that was almost intercepted and dropped, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And Howe had a golden opportunity on 3rd and goal from the 1, but the Wildcat shot him again. That's 2 games in a row. The Wildcat hits him right in the mouth.
Yeah, I mean, you may not have a chance to win this game, but like I said, you want to keep it respectable and get down inside the 1-yard line and punch it in and get yourself in the Wildcat where everybody pretty much knows you're going to run the ball.
Just open that. Maybe we can just open the ceiling thing. Maybe that'll help.
I just don't know if I get that offensively.
Rosenthal in the gun. And now this is going to be a handoff to Carroll coming near side. He falls down. It would have been a pretty big run for Carroll, but he tripped over his feet and fell down at the 10-yard line. Helpenstell was in coverage. And he'll get credited for the tackle, but Carroll just kind of fell down right there.
Yeah, Helpenstell's the closest guy, but yeah, the 10-yard line will get credited most of all.
Ball at the 7. No, it's a 10-yard line.
So I would think at this point the Panthers are just going to try to churn clock here, burn clock.
I would imagine so. It's 2nd down and 7. Rosenthal turns around and hands off to Mahan, the freshman, and this time he's corralled right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Once again, and on the stop.
They'll stop him for no gain, actually.
Well, they haven't gone long here, really, to Draylon Davis. We haven't seen that this second half. Really, they haven't needed to, really.
Leighton Elvington checks out of the game at linebacker. Noah Campbell checks in. Draylon Davis is not in the game for Van Alstyne, as they've got others out there. And Rosenthal, high snap, brings it down. Mahan on the right side. He's got another seam, and he's fast. We know he's fast. Dakota Harrington runs him down from behind. Dakota Harrington. Are you kidding me?
That's the defensive lineman coming in.
A saving tackle by Dakota Harrington. That's a big kid running him down.
And he's calling for a sub right now, too. After
yeah,
that.
He's trying to get his win. He's looking to the sideline saying, get me out, get somebody in. And Coach Jay almost tapped in Lappin, but Harrington's staying in the game.
There's a run play there, yeah. Carroll was off to Mahan was off to the races there, but yeah, good track down there chase down by Harrington.
9:08 left to go in the game. High snap goes over Rosenthal's head again. This time Howe had, I thought they had it. It's still rolling around. Howe, I think, now has it, and Thornton comes up with it. Inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
I said that in the first half. Watch those snaps. They've had this is about the 3rd snap they've had go over the head of Rosenthal, and this time they paid for it this time with the turnover.
Now you've got to punch it in.
You got to.
And offensive coordinator Nate Lynch left the building here in the press box, and he's making his way down on the field.
He's already on the field.
He is. He's in the huddle there. Okay. There's 8:55 left to go in the game. And Howe needs a whole lot of miracles here. And the second team defense is coming in for Van Alstyne.
So maybe they're kind of waving the white flag and saying we're.
Or is it?
Oh, man, what happened? So was it not a fumble then?
The offense is coming back on the field for Van Alstyne. And you could tell by the crowd, they're not calling a penalty. They're saying apparently, what's the call? What's the call? That doesn't make any sense.
Are they saying Van Alstyne initially recovered?
Are they saying that Van Alstyne recovered the ball and the ball came out after that? Coach Jay obviously not happy again. He's pointing with his right finger. His head is bouncing up and down as he's talking to the official, still pointing his finger, trying to get word from the other official, and Sagleski is talking to him as well. This is not going well for Coach Jay tonight with these officials.
There is absolutely.
And now he rips off his visor and walks out to the umpire. Now he's jawing the white hat, and Sagleski is there too. Sagleski's kind of trying to play referee, and Coach Jay is really unhappy, and I can't stress how unhappy.
This crowd isn't either. The Boo Birds are out.
Sagleski playing, and now Elvington is in the ear of one of the official, and Coach Jay runs over there to get in front of Elvington. It's pandemonium at Bulldog Stadium.
Sagleski's holding back Jaling's holding back Elvington.
So what's the down and distance? There was a fumble.
How is that?
There's no way it's 1st and 10.
First and.
What is the call? So it's 1st and 10 Van Alstyne at the 33-yard line, and we have no idea what just happened. Unbelievable. And now whistles before this one can get underway.
Delay of game.
And delay of game against Van Alstyne. And they'll back it up at least 5.
Against the Panthers.
Wow.
This is getting a little out of hand in the black and white stripes tonight. So the officials are talking about something. And now what?
So the ball went over Rosenthal's head. We thought Howe recovered it. Apparently they did not. The ball goes back to the original line of scrimmage there, 1st and 10.
And what's the call there?
Coach Jay is arguing with the judge over here that it was 2nd or 3rd. Now I can't quite tell what he's saying. How they're getting a first down, I have no idea. How they're getting the ball back, I have no idea. They're saying they blowed the whistle before we recovered the ball.
So man goes in motion from left to right. Handoff Mahan, the freshman, trying to find the right side. Flag is down from the back judge. And now another flag on the far side. And this is what happens when things get out of hand like this. And now it's getting really chippy down there.
The players are upset. The coaches are upset. Yeah, this is where the officials probably need to try to get control of this game.
You know,
the flag came in from the back judge here. Came back from the secondary all the way into the...
So they're still talking about it. There's 8:38. Meanwhile, there's 8:38 left to go in the game. Hey, Caroline, how's the nachos?
They were good. They were good.
So you had nachos tonight?
Oh, yeah, the minute I got here.
Okay, I'm trying to just simmer down the action because the officials have taken the life out of this football game tonight.
I am going to say this. When this is over, they just better just go.
You know, they're parked by my truck. That's what worries me. Don't get me confused with them.
Oh, man.
Shot block on Van Alstyne.
Personal foul.
Personal foul against Howe.
Against Van Alstyne. Personal foul against the Bulldogs.
Well, I figured that'd be offsetting, but they're marching it back on VA. Now they're coming back.
This is, you know, hey, cue the Benny Hill music at this point. Because they marked it back and then they marked it off forward. Yeah. Everybody in the press box is like, what just happened?
I'll say, if our listeners are out there saying, I don't understand what's happening, we don't know what's happening. We can't figure out.
We need the Benny Hill music at this point. It's just crazy. And now Noah Campbell checks into the game at linebacker. Ball at the 35-yard line after all of that. It's 1st and 10. Rosenthal still in the game. Handoff. And he's met hard by Jaron Ing. And Carroll on the carry is going to lose a yard.
Draw, yeah, and Ing hit him pretty hard there. Hit him up top, and Brusso hit him down low. Loss of 1 on the play. And is Elvington out of the game? Elvington's leaving the game right now.
Second down and 11, and Leighton Elvington just walked off the field with his father, Bruce Elvington. So apparently he's out of the game with 7:59 left to go in the game. Rosenthal's going to hand off. Carroll brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And a nice play by the defensive front. Jackson Atkins, and now a fight.
And I see Noah Campbell over here with some extracurricular.
No flag has been thrown, but Noah Campbell, we're told, was going after the ref on the other side. And now a flag has been thrown.
Penalty flag thrown.
Wow.
A flag has been thrown by the back judge.
After the play was
way over. Campbell was off the field. So apparently it may be on Coach Miller of Van Alstyne, we're told.
Conduct is the call against the Panthers.
This is really something tonight. Coach Miller was apparently really upset that there was no call against Noah Campbell there. As Noah was John, the official, from what we're told. Okay, run the clock, 7:23. Let's get the heck out of here.
Oh, no kidding.
This is crazy. Rosenthal in the gun, 2 receivers near side, 1 up top. It's third down and a truckload. And this is going to be a handoff to Mahan, running up the middle, and he's brought down by Harmon and company. And looks like it could be an injured player. Injured Bulldog looks, it may be helping still, holding his right leg. That's not good. He's getting up, but he's limping, and maybe he's all right. He jumps up, looks like he's going to be okay. I thought for a moment that was going to be a serious injury for helping still. Meanwhile, it's third down and somewhere about 30.
I don't think helping still.
And there's a flag against Van Alstyne that'll be declined. And it's fourth down and 25. 4th and 25. Timeout's been called. No, they didn't call a timeout. They'll keep it right here. Helpenstill's going to come off the field. He's not doing well.
He wanted to stay in there. He
sure did.
Thinking, I'm a senior here. I want to stay on this field as long as I can.
So Colby Wyndon goes in at linebacker. And Waldrop is in as well. Now this is the punt return team. And Harmon and Arturo Lauder. This is going to be a high bounce taken by Harmon, who runs into Lauder. And now he comes near side, stiff arms, and falls down at the 45-yard line. So Howe will have the ball on their side of the field, just shy of midfield at the 45. My, oh my.
That possession in game time, probably took about 2 minutes, but it seemed like it took about 20, 25 minutes in real time.
That took 2 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock.
But it felt like it took
20 minutes.
Yeah, it really did. With all the penalties and the conferences between the officials and Coach Jay giving his 2 cents.
Whew.
Now, one thing you got to be careful, too, is the end of this game when the handshakes in midfield, how that's going to go down.
You know, we sometimes joke about that. That's not a joke tonight.
No, it's not.
That's not a joke.
Not with this game.
Howe comes back on the field, moving left to right. First down and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Williams in the backfield with Haley. And Thornton is split near side, now goes in motion from left to right, or right to left, and he gets the carry on the jet sweep. And he fights forward for about 5 yards off the left edge. Right at midfield.
Now, Jalen Thornton came in tonight with 907 yards. I'm wondering if he's going to get to 1,000 tonight.
He's going to need to pop one right here, I would imagine. It's not been a lot of running room for Thornton tonight. Second down and 5. Haley wants to throw. Deep down the field. He's hit as he throws. The ball is out. They're going to rule that it's a fumble, and Van Alstyne has recovered.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Panthers.
The Panthers take it at midfield as Haley was hit as soon as he is through. He was looking at Harmon, we're told, all the way, and he had Jalen right in the middle of the field wide open. Just missed him, but again, the game goes pretty fast for a freshman anyway. Put him in this kind of atmosphere, and it speeds it up a little bit for sure.
It was Roberto Torres who came in from that defensive end from his blind side, knocked that ball away, and turned the ball over.
So you wanted a good game, right? I mean, this is the best 40-14 game I think I've ever called.
It really is. I mean, it's pretty much out of hand, but it's kind of fun.
It's like a wrestling match. Handoff, O'Loughlin to the right side. He's got a lot of room, and he surges forward for 9, maybe 10. And a first down for Van Alstyne.
Uh-oh, here comes the flag.
And again, they can't get up without fighting each other.
With all these flags.
No flags here, I don't believe, is there?
There is one. There is one on the far side.
Well, they may have been enticed over there by Miller to throw that one, and I think they did. It's going to be a personal foul against Howe. You got to clean this up.
You know, with all these personal fouls, we've only seen I don't want to speculate. I don't know if Elvington got ejected or not. He's off the field, but if he was ejected, that's the only ejection we've seen tonight, I believe.
So now the ball goes to the 25-yard line in Howe territory. Van Alstyne has their backups in the game except for Rosenthal at quarterback. And now Howe brings in Kirshner for Louder. And this is a handoff to O'Loughlin again. And he's going to try to bounce it out. The ball comes out. And no indication yet of who may have recovered, but Howe is not signaling or anything. And I believe Van Alstyne's been able to get back on it. And about a 6-yard pickup by O'Loughlin around the right edge. And that'll move the ball to somewhere around the 20. I think they'll mark it right at the 20, so give him 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 coming up. 4.5 minutes left to go in this bloodbath of a game.
It really is.
Man, oh man.
It's a knockdown drag-out, just kind of in a different way.
In a literal term. Rosenthal, handoff, near side, and nothing doing there. Trapped in the backfield, actually. A nice play by Jackson Atkins. And Williams, and a new running back into the game for Van Alstyne. Roberto Torres. And he'll stay in the game at the 4-minute mark. 3rd down and long, 3rd and 9 for VA.
Commerce has pulled way ahead of Bonham now, 46-14. That's late in the 3rd quarter. And then Raines has defeated Lone Oak 56-12.
Rosenthal, a little movement early. O'Loughlin around the right edge, and he's hit hard. Brought down for a loss, and it'll be 4th down and about 11.
I think Van Alstyne right now, they want to get out of here without any injuries. They still got the playoffs to get ready for.
And they don't want to get anyone ejected because you got playoffs, and they've got another game actually next week. But you want to go in with all cylinders firing. And we were told that both Elvingtons are watching the game on the sideline by the band. High snap, handoff by O'Loughlin, and he's going to be trapped behind the line of scrimmage. Spins out of a tackle, but hit hard. Helpenstiel back in the game. Has one more big pop in his career left in him with 2:54 left to go in the game.
He wanted to put an exclamation point on his senior season. J.C. Helpenstiel, the leader of this defense, popping O'Loughlin back there in the backfield.
I tell you what, when it's all said and done, I've said it before, J.C. Helpenstiel is one of the best defenders of the entire decade from 2000 to 2019. When you talk about great defenders, and we're talking about a lot of them, talking about Tanner Hartsfield comes to mind. There's a lot. Ty Portman comes to mind. And J.C. Helpenstiel is right up there near the very top, if not sitting on top.
Put him on your all-decade team?
No question. Without hesitation. 1st and 10, coming left to right is Howe, with 2:54 left to go in the game, and whistles before this one can get underway.
Penalty flag thrown before the snap. Delay of game is against the
Bulldogs. And it looks like we're going to call it timeout.
We have a timeout called. We're not on the field.
Apparently a timeout had been called. Howe has the ball at their own 30-yard line.
Call a timeout, but I think the clock kept running there for a little bit.
Yeah, the clock shows 0, but it's not 0. Howe, a moment ago, had 2 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock. I wrote down 2:49 at the change of possession. And it's going to be 1st and 15 for Howe after the penalty, after the delay of game penalty. So apparently 2 seconds ran off because there's 2:47 on the clock right now. Haley in the gun, man in motion coming near side. They fake it to him on the reverse. Harmon on the backside looking for yardage. He's got a lot of room. There's a flag down. Harmon could be gone. It's a foot race to the 30, to the 25, and knocked out of bounds. But check the flag.
Harmon, nice one.
The back judge threw it, and this one's coming back. And it just seems like it's spiteful.
Spiteful, huh? Spikeful?
Spikeful.
Not a word, but yeah.
2:35 on the clock, and this one of the, great things that happened of the second half is now negated by a holding call.
Holding.
And I think I know what Coach Simmons is pacing about down there. I think I know what he's thinking.
What are his thoughts?
I have a feeling I know what he's thinking. And I will keep that to myself.
Okay. I guess trying to get the ball into Harmon there on that last play. Give him an exclamation point in his senior season.
First down at 13. On the near side, this is a halfback pass, throwing it deep down the field. Thornton trying to find Wyndon, and now there's a flag down. There's a flag down. It looks like it may be interference against Wyndon. And Wyndon, you got to watch yourself because he's screaming and talking to Van Alstyne.
Coach Gillespie's trying to get him back to the huddle there, as he does. But they're pulling out all the stops here tonight. At least these last couple of plays. Got the reverse and then the halfback pass. And able to draw the pass interference on that one.
So now they'll move the ball up for one of the bright spots for Howe here in the second half. A penalty flag. We'll move it near midfield at the 42-yard line.
Pass interference was the call against the Panthers. First down for the Dogs.
The slowest moving quarters here of the game.
Man, it just can't go fast enough, can it? 2:30 on the clock. First and 10 for Howe, left to right. Man in motion. And they give it to Thornton. No, they fake it. Haley throws it deep down the field. Wyndon had it go in and out of his hands at the 32-yard line. And now whistles. And another flag around the line of scrimmage. A late flag. And Haley is walking around with his arms flopping around and his head tilted back a little bit in discussion, and it's a personal foul, late hit, or roughing the passer against Van Alstyne.
That's why he's walking around like that. He got nailed pretty good after the throw, and a ball that hit Wyndon right in the hand.
Oh, it was a perfectly thrown ball by Haley. It could not be any more perfect, and Wyndon just didn't see it through. But the penalty moves it up on the Van Alstyne side of the field at the 43.
I like this. They're trying to get the ball to Harmon, trying to get it to Wyndon. I don't know if it's by design or not, but they're getting it to their seniors.
First and 10, left to right. Howe now on the Van Alstyne side of the field. And he fakes the hand to Williams, throwing it deep down the field. Right side, Harmon wide open, makes the catch at the 15. Strolls into the end zone. It's a late touchdown time in Texas with 2:07 left to go in the game. And another Haley's Comet. His 15th passing career touchdown. And ties Clint Grogan all time.
We talked about the exclamation point, just went a vertical route downfield, got behind the coverage, and Harmon able to go up and get it. His second catch of the night, touchdown of the night, and his 5th touchdown of the season.
Haley to Harmon for 43 yards. Brings it to 40-20. Awaiting the PAT, which is true. So 40-21. 2:05 left to go in the game. Are we onside kicking right here, fellas?
Why not?
Let's do it. We'll be right back right after this.
Attention Bulldog Nation.
Come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8.
When the Bulldogs are home, they'll even stay open for you rough, tough Bulldogs until 11 p.m.
Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles and a little message for our Howe Bulldogs football players.
Go Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good, it's
Sonic good.
You win the most here.
And we are back. 2:05 left to go in this football game. It's 40-21.
Now the scoreboard showing 40-6. It's not. They're going to correct it.
And Van Alstyne was cheering loudly as the score went down. You could hear them across the way. And Howe was cheering loudly when it was 96-40 on the scoreboard. But now it's back to 40-21. And the kickoff team for Howe's coming out on the field. You're hitting exterior scoring drive replay. 3 plays for 70 yards for Howe. It was a 43-yard Haley's Comet to Caden Harmon. And Howe pulls within 19 with 2:05 left to go in the game. And do you have an onside kick here?
I say do it.
So Flores looks as if he's going to do that. Hand in the air. Kick is not going to make it 10 yards. It goes right out, right at 10 yards. Colton Thurman dives for it and couldn't get it. And there's a flag down. There's a flag down. I would imagine it'd be offsides against Howe on the kick, and VA will decline it. There's 2:04 left to go in the game.
Yeah, I'm sure at this point, they decline it and just run the ball out, run the clock out. Or are they going to make them re-kick it?
No way. No. Howe's defense comes on the field, and there's a lot of different faces on the field. Ryan Hale into the game. Dylan Peacock into the game. Derek Kirshner still into the game.
Helpet's still in there.
Brusso. I think they're all seniors on the field.
That's good.
It's a ball at the 46-yard line. You wish Elvington was out there for this.
Really do.
1st and 10, Van Alstyne. And a new quarterback into the game for the first time tonight. And we'll have to check and see. This is going to be O'Loughlin on the carry to the right side. He makes a cut, moving up the middle of the field, and he's going to be spun down finally after a first down run. The ball may have come out. Jordan Jones has the ball, and Howe has the ball. Jordan Jones stripped it. He took it from him. He took it away.
He's trying to fight for extra yardage, yeah. Jordan Jones stripped it from him, and he took it, stole it.
Theft in the night. And Howe with a $1:55 left to go in the game.
1:55 to go in the game.
Is down 19. So you're saying there's a chance.
John Tyler.
Yeah, if they do come back, I may wet my britches. Haley in the gun, man in motion is Harmon. And he's going to get the snap. Haley looks downfield, throws it, caught. Waldrop turns around, laterals it back to Thornton, who has it down the sideline. Kiss him goodbye. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. You have to be kidding me.
And there's a flag.
A flag is down, so I think they're going to call a forward lateral when Waldrop threw it backwards to Thornton.
It was a hook and ladder. Waldrop got it, tried to throw it to Thornton.
Illegal forward pass is the call against the Bulldogs.
Zagleski is doing everything he can to get between Coach Jay and the officials. It's like the WWF when the manager gets out there in front of the referee.
Zagleski's the get-back coach right now. Now Coach Lynch is mad too.
He didn't step out of bounds, one. And I guess the question is whether it's a lateral. So they're going to wave it off.
Waving the flag off. Waving the flag over a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
They waved it off, so where are they going to spark the ball?
Yeah, they're waving the flag off, but are they going to spot him out of it? They say he went out of bounds around the 40-yard line.
They did not go out of bounds. My goodness. So they're going to spot the ball at the 42. We thought the drama was over tonight.
What chapter is this of the officials?
So it is now Bulldog first down.
Coach Jay may never want these guys back.
Unbelievable. We thought we were just over. We thought it was probably no more drama. Haley throws, and the bubble screen is incomplete. He was looking for Thornton.
This Bulldog crowd may riot too. I'm not careful. They're upset. They're booing.
That one should have been 6. I'm going to move my truck. The officials are parked too close.
You think about that, 1:55 to go. It had been 40-28 with under 2 minutes to go. Instead, you're down still 19 with 1:38 to go.
But you know, like the the wrestling, where there's a guy who always protects the official from somebody who's about to go over. That's what Zagleski's been doing basically since the first quarter. Haley wants to throw deep down the field on the right side, looking a jump ball for Jordan Jones, and a flag has come down. That'll be pass interference against Van Alstyne on Drellin Davis, who is in coverage against Jordan Jones. So a lot of the first-team defenders are still out there against Howe. The secondary, Monsier and Drellin Davis out there for the Panthers. So the interference call will bring it a little bit closer to the end zone. And I'm telling you, they owe Howe about 40 yards right here.
Really do. Threw that up for grabs and just was able to draw the penalty. And Howe still...
Ball at the 27 now. Is that right?
Yes.
27.
Yes.
$1:28 left to go. Howe trails 40-21. Haley's in the gun, empty backfield. A slot right as Williams. A man in motion is Harmon. They fake it to him, and now a shovel pass to the inside. Williams, a lot of room up the middle. Spins down at the 12-yard line. And the clock is rolling at 1:19, and now it stops until the chains move. Haley was hit after the play and no penalty.
Looks like timeout.
Timeout's been called.
So, man, I tell you, this has been a long fourth quarter. Man, it's been a long quarter. And they're going to play to the end here.
1:18. And if you thought this was going to be a roller coaster ride, you were right.
And think about this is the last game of this series for a while. I mean, this will be one to remember.
This one, you're probably not going to play the Silver Spike for many years as they go up to 4A. You never know when the next one's going to be. And if you're going to get it all in, right now they're getting in for the next 10 years, all in this last fourth quarter.
They really are. Yeah, these officials may need protection here at the end, an escort, police escort as they to get off the field.
Ball at the 10 or the 12. I think it's the 12. Or the 13. And a bad snap. Haley picks it up, has to go down.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Dogs.
They'll spot it at the 14-yard line. Haley was under center, and it slipped off his fingers and went over towards the left guard where he just fell on it. Second down and 12. Clock rolling, under a minute now. Haley wants to throw in the end zone, looking for Wyndon. He goes up for it. He comes down. Did he come down with it? He did. It's touchdown time in Texas. And he just throws the ball at the official. He two-hand punches it to him. And there's 50 seconds left to go in the game. And Howe now moves to 40-23. 4, 5, 6, 40-26, awaiting the Flores PAT.
And Haley's fourth touchdown pass of the night. Jump ball up there to Wyndon, allowed him to go up there and get it, and Wyndon able to come down with it.
And the extra point is good. It's actually 40-28, our new score. 40. Is it 42 or 40? 40. All right, 40-28. All right, so there's 50 seconds left on the clock. It's 40-28.
Now you go onside.
Yeah,
Why
of course
not?
you do. There's 50 seconds left. You go down fighting.
There you go.
And again, the Elvingtons are not here. And we'll check down with Caroline if she have anything on that. Hey, we forgot to talk about your twin situation today and the extra coach that was going to be down there. Maybe talk about that.
Yeah, speaking of Elvington, it was twin day today. I work at the middle school as a teacher's aide. It's Red Women Week. It was matching me, and I got all the coaching gear, and I was Coach Elvington's twin, beard and all. I freaked a lot of people out.
You were a little bit smaller.
Yeah, a little small. He was supposed to shrink, but he forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really fun day. It was fun.
Obviously not identical twins.
No. But yes, I had texted y'all saying there was a new coach tonight, and I had every intention of putting up in my garb. But then you saw me after school. So.
Yeah. Tried to play.
Had us all guessing.
Tried to pull one on us. So here's Howe. Don't jump off sides on the onside kick. And the kick is a pretty good one, but Monsier is going to fall on it at the 47-yard line for Van Alstyne. And now Leighton Elvington's back on the sideline with no jersey and no pads.
So that may be the last hurrah for the Bulldogs.
Well, with 49 seconds, you just hope you get out of here without anything else.
They tried to make it a game here in this fourth quarter, didn't they?
They sure did.
Put a couple of scores in there.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of chances in this game if you had any kind of help. A lot of people are going to blame the officials, and you can also give Howe some, hey, you lost your cool a lot tonight, and that cost you big time.
Really did.
It cost you on kickoffs at the 15-yard line, kickoffs at the 30-yard line, and now that's it. Van Alstyne has downed it twice, and the Van Alstyne Panthers will carry the silver spike from Bulldog Stadium. Once again, they will carry that silver spike back, and you got to tip your hat to the seniors for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs, now we got to watch this.
Let's see how
the
this
coaches will meet, and the players will meet across the field.
28 for the Bulldogs, 40 for the Panthers.
And
so far, so good.
So far, so good. The coaches are talking. They're patting each other. So no fisticuffs. So far, so good on the handshake. Man, I tell you, this was a heated one. This was about as heated as you can get for a high school football game. And I don't know whether the officials tried to get control of it, maybe too much. Maybe they were too involved early on. I don't know. I wasn't down there. I don't know. But I do know there was an inordinate amount of flags.
Oh, wow.
Just inordinate amount. And none of them really went the way of Howe. Not very many. And it just seems inordinate. And now there's the silver spike being lifted up on the 35-yard line on the far side. Once again. And the spike has yet to be lifted by the black and white on any field. And now for the school song and the fight song for Howe. During the fight song, a roar from the far crowd you could hear as the spike got lifted up again, and you know the white jerseys are really happy over there. The scoreboard's been turned off, but it's 40-28, our final score here tonight at Bulldog Stadium for the final time in 2019. Howe ends 3-7 on the year for the second year in a row. And Bill Jailing, in his 2 years in Howe, is 6-14, which will move his career record overall to 14-45. And the Howe Bulldogs, man, boy, I tell you what, if they went down fighting, that's underspeaking a lot tonight.
Yeah, they went down. They definitely went down swinging here. That kind of made it interesting here at the end. You kind of joked early, you know, it's been the funnest 40-14 game we've ever done here, and it was there for a little bit. And then Bulldogs put 2 scores on the board there, and all of a sudden we wondered if something was there. But this is going to sting here for the Bulldogs. You're losing some seniors. You got some key players coming back next year. You got your Austin Haley. You got Jalen Thornton coming back.
The future's bright, for no doubt about it.
You're losing a lot on that offensive line. You're losing that JC Helpenstell in the middle of your defensive line or your linebacker. Jaron Ing on that defensive line. Layton Elvington in secondary, who had, 6 interceptions this season. And it'll be interesting to see with the realignment where Howe gets stuck at in the district, which district they get put in.
Celebration for Van Alstyne as they raise the spike for the 3rd time on the Howe field. And now Howe turns around and salutes Van Alstyne as they have their school song and soon-to-be fight song. Coach Elvington not on the field with Howe. He's still down here, still hot, still unhappy about something. Yeah. And again, another roar, and Rosenthal raises the silver spike over his head. And Coach Jay will talk to his troops for one final time in 2019. The Bulldogs with a bright future. I know it hurts right now, it stings right now, and the seniors don't want to talk about next year, and the senior parents don't give one iota about next year.
No.
But the future is bright. And with your quarterback, Austin Haley, you don't get a kid like that in Howe but every 30 years or so. So you build upon that, and Jalen Thornton returns. You got kids like Carson Daniels and Matthew Bearden have already made it to varsity. You've got others like Ryan Huff who will be here next year. You've got a kid in 8th grade like Cooper Jones who may be here next year. You've got others that are knocking on the door that have a lot of talent that could be here Friday night next year. So there's a lot to look forward to. And again,
it's hard to think about that right now, though. Yeah.
Just puzzled and baffled at some of the situations that happened tonight within the officials and the all of that, but can't do nothing about it. You know, you always say, "Hey, losers gripe about officials, and winners win." Right?
Yeah. I mean, the officials played a part tonight for sure. I mean, the flags came out in key parts of this game. And I hate to complain about that, but it wasn't. It may not made that much of a difference, but I think it made a difference.
Well, it made so much of a difference, we will not repeat their names on the broadcast for their own safety. Well, I'll tell you what, let's recap this one, and by the time I recap it, maybe the Blizzard will be done with his stats, and we'll get the heck out of Dodge and start talking about 2020. So Van Alstyne got the ball first. Matter of fact, they warmed up on their own field, came on over here, got here about 15 minutes till game time. Got on the coin toss and won the coin toss, elected to receive, and they marched down the field on 6 plays, 53 yards to punch it in to score on a 1-yard touchdown by Jake Carroll. And a 2-point conversion by Monsieur lifted the Panthers up 8-0 with 9:53 left to go in the first quarter. Howe got it and had to punt. Van Alstyne got it and drove down 8 plays before Arturo Lauder picked it off. And his interception gave it to Howe at their own 25-yard line. That's where Haley threw an interception to Drellin Davis. And Van Alstyne took the ball at the Howe 36-yard line. And immediately 2 plays later, Monsieur scored from 11 yards out. A missed extra point left the score at 14-0 with 4:02 remaining in the first. Howe got it at their own 30-yard line and drove it into the second quarter. On the first play of the second quarter, Haley hit Thornton on a screen pass to the left side where Thornton could not be tackled, would not be tackled, was not tackled. And he scored to make it 14-7 with 11:21 left to go in the second quarter, capping off a 10-play, 70-yard drive for Howe. The Panthers took it at their own 39-yard line, and moments later, a 76-yard pass and catch from Rosenthal to Davis gave the Panthers a 3-play, 51-yard drive. I know it sounds weird, a 51-yard drive and a 76-yard touchdown, but factor in a whole bunch of penalties in there. And the score was 20-7 at that point with 9:28 left to go in the second quarter. Howe took the ball back at their own 3-yard line after 3 personal fouls had Van Alstyne kicked from the Howe 15-yard line. The onside kicked it, and Howe recovered barely at their own 3. And then Haley was again picked off. It was 4 plays later. Van Alstyne took it at the 37-yard line, went backwards on a penalty, and then it was a 41-yard touchdown from Rosenthal to Drellin Davis again. 5 plays, 63 yards on the drive, made it 26-7 with 5:15 left to go before the half. Howe's next possession ended on a punt. Van Alstyne's next possession ended on a 16-yard touchdown run by Jaden Mahan, the freshman. And it was a 2-point conversion from Rosenthal to Davis to bring our score 34-7 on a 2-play, 69-yard drive and leave a $1:58 left to go in the first half, and that's what ended the first half. 34-7 is where we were. Now, Howe took the ball to start the first half at the 47-yard line of Van Alstyne and went 4 plays and 47 yards and scored on a 30-yard touchdown from Haley to Harmon, which narrowed the gap 34-14 with 9:25 left to go in the third. Van Alstyne's next possession ended in a punt, and Howe took it at the 45-yard line, and a sack ended the drive, and Howe had to punt, gave it to Van Alstyne. And Howe, the punt was actually a great one by Thornton. It pinned Van Alstyne deep at the 7-yard line, but that didn't matter. Jaden Mahan, the freshman, ran 93 yards on the first play and bumped the score out to 40-14 with 2:44 left to go in the third. And then Howe ended up turning it over on downs after going 8 plays, and then Van Alstyne fumbled, and then Howe had to punt, and then Van Alstyne fumbled. And then it kind of went haywire at that point. Go ahead.
I got Coach Jay.
Okay, go ahead.
Coach Jay, let's not even talk about this. When you think of this season and looking back on it, what in these seniors winning the games, having that shot at playoffs, y'all didn't even think that was going to happen. What do you have to say to these seniors?
Like I told them when I talked to them, I'm just so proud of them. They've put a new stamp on Howe football. They really have changed the way that the town, the school, everybody looks at Howe football. I know we didn't leave the legacy we wanted, but they've left a legacy that's going to be here for a while. Like I told the underclassmen, I said, you guys need to model these seniors because they've just been outstanding this year as a group.
They were great seniors, and man, it was a great season. It was fun.
No, like I told the kids, I said we've only won 3 games this year, but it didn't feel like we've only won 3 because the kids fought so hard this year. And I even told the coaches the other day, I said, this has been the funnest year I've had coaching, and it goes back to those seniors. It really does. And I mean, I'm not an emotional guy, but this is a group of seniors that I'm going to miss.
Well, there's a lot of emotions down here tonight, and Coach Jay, it's like you said, it was 3 wins, but it was a much bigger season than that, and congratulations on that.
Thank you. The kids did a great job. The coaches did a good job, but these kids deserve all the credit. they fought their tails off every Friday night, and they deserve all the credit in the world.
They do. Well, thanks, Coach Jay.
Thank you, Caroline. Are you going to grab anybody else?
I can, if you'd like to talk to anybody. There's a lot of emotion down here, guys. I mean, there is really not a dry eye down here.
If you could find JC helping still, I'm looking. That would be a good one to talk to. And I see Ing, but I don't see where is helping still. Okay, I see him. He's at the very top of all the players near midfield. At about the 45-yard line, way up. He's probably the furthest one near midfield, near the middle of the field. So I hope the mic will reach that far. But
Oh, way up there. Okay.
yeah, he's got the white sleeves, walking kind of back this way now, a little bit. We'll see if JC will talk to us, Mr. Helpenstell.
No,
He's a 3-year starter.
3 year.
He's the last player from the Zach Hudson era. And now he's getting a hug from somewhere. He's still on the 45-yard line. Now his back's facing us. Now walking towards the.
All right, guys, I got JC.
There you go.
JC, 3-year starter, senior year. This game is obviously not what anybody wanted. But looking back on this season in particular, I just talked to Coach Jay, and he just gives so much credit to you guys. What did this season mean to you?
I mean, it was everything for the senior class. We've all been playing football together since we were little kids. We just all came together as a family this year. We've known each other for years, and we just love this sport. I mean, that's all there is to it.
He was saying how y'all have really left a mark on this town, and that is true. You've only had 3 wins, but it feels like a lot more than that. What does?
I mean, it means the world, that we could put a mark on this town because we all grew up here and we love this place. And I got to give a lot of credit to Coach Jay and all the coaches. I mean, they've been amazing to us, and they're just the greatest coaches in the world.
Hey, get his response. I think he's first team all decade for Howe. Get his response.
Yeah, we're officially naming you first team all decade of Howe. How's that feel?
That feels pretty good. I'm honored.
Well, JC, it's been a lot of fun watching you. And then you play basketball, baseball?
I think I'm going to do track this year.
Well, we'll see you on the track. How about that? All right, have fun.
Nice job, Caroline.
Good. You can tell he's feeling this here at the end here. And this is small. This is what small town football is like. You play with these guys, since you were 6, 7, 8 years old, and this is kind of the end of that. The end of that journey.
Yeah, I have a feeling JC Helpenstill may not be the end for JC. I have a feeling he'll be playing somewhere else on Saturdays. Let's talk to the Blizzard as he gets in here and starts. We'll hand him your mic and we'll talk about some stats, and then we'll wrap it up after that. Whenever you're ready, go ahead, Blizzard.
We'll start with the Howe stats tonight as freshman quarterback Austin Haley, his last start of the season, 13 of 17 for 225 yards, 4 touchdowns with 2 interceptions. He had as many touchdown passes tonight as he had incompletions. The 2 interceptions did come back and haunt him, though, as they were big plays in the game. Jalen Thornton, 5 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. Caden Harmon, 3 catches, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns, all coming in the second half. And Colby Winden, 2 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. Howe's leading rusher tonight was Jalen with 13 carries for 56 yards. Brandon Williams added 12 carries for 32 yards. We'll jump into the Van Alstyne stats now. As Van Alstyne's quarterback, Rosenthal, 9 of 11, 273 yards and 2 touchdowns. Van Alstyne did not attempt to pass in the second half tonight. Draylon Davis, 4 catches, 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cam Montgomery, 4 catches, 107 yards. And they were led on the ground tonight by Jaden Mahan, also a freshman, 7 carries, 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. The big one being the 93-yard touchdown in the third quarter was also Van Alstyne's only score in the second half tonight. And on defense for the Bulldogs, Led as we are every night, J.C. Helpenstiel, 9 tackles. Caden Harmon also had 9 tackles. Hunter Brousseau, 3. Jackson Atkins, 3. And Dakota Harrington, 3. But with a big chase down tackle tonight by Dakota Harrington.
That was a big one. You got to love to see that.
Yeah, big play right there he made.
All right, so let me get this right. Haley, 220 passing?
225.
225 passing.
225.
So that brings his career number up to 1,652 yards. And that will move him past Jamie Ingle. That will move him past Andre Liss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Haley is now 6th all-time in yardage career. Freshman's played 8 games. Now, touchdown passes. He came in with 12. You said he had 4.
Yes, sir.
That gives him 16 if my math is correct, and I'm not good at math. But that, yeah, carry the 1. Here we go. Jeff Simmons. He's tied with Jeff Simmons, who had 16 career touchdown passes. So he moves ahead of tonight. He was tied with Andre Liss. See ya, Andre. He then tied Josh Ferris. See ya, Josh. He then tied Clint Grogan. See ya, Clint. And now is tied with Jeff Simmons. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tied for 5th all time in passing touchdowns in 8 starts.
That's crazy.
It's pretty unbelievable. So with that, the Silver Spike Series goes to Van Alstyne, and who knows when they'll play this one again. The Spike will remain there, and Howe still has never had it. The Panthers move to 6-19 here at Bulldog Stadium during those Spike seasons. So we'll have to look at the record books, and Van Alstyne had a lot of passing yards. We'll have to check that and see if that's a new Spike record. It very well could be. We're going to wrap this one up. I think we've let this one bleed as much as we can. A lot of tears down on the field, and you know, hey, sometimes we fight them back up here. We love those Bulldogs, and we try. You know, we don't try to be overly homers, but we do. We make no bones about it. We're a home broadcast, and I think everybody up here, everybody on our broadcast crew, this cracks me up. Everybody on our broadcast crew suited up for the Bulldogs, put the black helmet on, or put the cheerleading outfit on and was on the sidelines, all except one guy, the new guy. No, Justin.
I got here as fast as I can, as they say.
Yeah. Done an outstanding job for us on color for the past couple of years, and I'm really proud of you stepping up and doing that. And I thought this season, it's been my most fun season that we've had that I've personally had in a very long time. I think we've got a crew that I would put it against anybody in the state in Class 3A. That's for sure.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it. You do great play-by-play, Caroline, with our sideline, and Carson and Blake with our stats and spotting, and I think we have a really, really good crew. I hope that the
Blizzard just amazes me. He's just made for this. He's just made for it. It's just absolutely made for it. Hey, for everyone who's been a part of this one, and I do thank the crew. Thank you, Justin, Blake, in all seriousness, and Carson and Caroline. Y'all are absolutely fantastic, and I appreciate all that you do. And I know the Howe fans out there appreciate you just as well. For everyone who's been a part of this one, it's the 57th Silver Spike. It didn't go the way we wanted it. But we'll see you in 2020. And we'll be seeing 2020. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to Howe Bulldogs Football on HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs Football is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks North Barbecue, TechWave, Ed Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torque Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, The Old Man at the Coffee Shop, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors. This has been a product of Grayson Publishing.